This whole daylight saving fucked everything. If once the
May
UK
just need to
team-
go straight into it right here, Dean, because
Yeah.
the pace lights is out on
once
the pace
the
truck.
UK,
So
you won't have time to go to the grid either, will you? Just
we can go through about the top 10 or something. I'll talk about the top 10 or something, and then we'll just we'll
rock and roll.
We'll wing it.
I should have the grid loaded in.
It's Homestead. We'll
We'll
be
wing
all right. Never been there.
All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Homestead Miami Speedway right here in beautiful South Florida for the 213simware.com 225. Folks, this is going to be a good one right here as the pace lights is out on the pace truck. We're getting ready to rock and roll. I'm the redneck announcer, Jake Reeves. Got Will Tiller in the house. The Australian Dean Hopton Biggles as producing. Also, CJ Fondown joining us tonight. I thought they were going green right there. I thought the pace lights was out, but not. Hell no. They're going to go ahead. They're going to take another lap. That's going to give us time to go through some of the 45 drivers that's going to start here tonight for the Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series. Dustin Scruggs is on the pole with Jordan Jurassic, last season's champion, starting in P2. Holden McGill in the 33 is going to roll off in P3 with the Holla Daddy, Brian Chew, starting in P4. Thomas Kochik is going to start in P5 with Dylan Cardenas in P6. Lucas Lyons starting P7. Jonathan Cofield, two buddies right there side by side in row number 4. The Animal Keith Bradley in 9th. And the Xfinity Series champion last season, Tiny Horse Ryan Johnson, the top 10. To you, Will.
Yeah, after Ryan Johnson, look at that. Mike Koscheck right there rolling off 11th. Adam Newton rolling off 12th here tonight. Nick Sackel rolling off 13th. Kevin Edwards 14th. Nate Maurer rounds out our top 15. Justin White 16th. Tristan Bruce 17th. Cody Knott 18th. Luke Smith 19th. And our top 20 is Grant Peterson.
Then you got Stephen Thomas. He's going to be rolling off 21st. Robbie Richards, 22nd. Matt Cherry, 23rd. Jeff Merck, 24th. MDW, 25th. Ed Osborne, 26th. Dade Hagan, 27th. Chris Blanchard, 28th. Joshua Rodriguez will be 29th. And Isaac Bevan will be starting in the 30th spot.
Oh, we're still rocking and rolling. We're going to get that grid in here tonight. Devin Painter's going to be 31st. Jose Luis Rivera, 32nd. Brendan Broadfoot, 33rd. Shane Trotter, 34th. Kyle Hess, 35th. Huck Whittington, 36th in that 00. In that 37th position, Brandon New. Jeff Sickles, 38th. Raul Meza in that 39th. And rounding out our top 40, Buzzy Mongol.
Matthew Cummins will be 41st. Keith Haney, 42nd. Then right behind him, kind of gets scattered a little bit back there with Keith Haney, Adam Newbert, Owen Scrage, Eric Zimmerman, James Beard out there. TJ Moore is your race director. Well, folks, Homestead Miami Speedway, y'all have heard me talk about it on the Door Banging Download. You've heard me talk about it here on the NASRA 360 Racing Network. This is where every single NASCAR series needs to have their season finale. I love this place.
Oh, yeah.
Progressive banking, mile and a half. Old school, worn out surface. There you see the race details on the bottom right of your screen. Stage 1, we'll go to 65. We'll have a caution. Then we'll go to stage 2, which will stay green at the end of it. It's going to go to 105 all the way to 150. 5 sets of tires. They're going to burn through them suckers all night long with 80% fuel capacity. And in the afternoon, when it needs to be, here at Homestead, green in the air. Dustin Scruggs going to take it down on the inside. Miguel's looking to possibly go for the lead. Jurassic's going to fall back on that outside lane. Couple of them working up on the top. Couple of them on the apron. Scruggs off turn 2.
Yeah, coming off the corner down the backstretch right now. It's very fanned out after that 10th position. Trucks all over the racetrack. Coming into 3 and 4, though, still Dustin Scruggs, our leader. We have that 6 machine of Jurassic high side on the racetrack. Coming off of 4. Here we go, Jake, to that start-finish line. 1 lap in the books.
Jurassic still trying to get the run. Scruggs will end up leading the first lap of 150 here tonight. And I'm telling you, baby, this is, like I said, I love this place. I love just the progressive banking, how everything can be here. You already see Jurassic starting to work that out.
Whoa!
Get a run down to the bottom side. Dustin Scruggs, watch you. Back door, baby. Jurassic, the last season's champion, he's going to the front.
A little shimmy shaya right there as he takes the lead. Jurassic coming off of 4. He is making big moves here in stage number 1. Scruggs, though, he won't put up with that. He's going to put the pressure on him going into the corner, but he has some pressure on him as Holden McGill goes to the inside as we come off of 2. Caution flag! Caution flag!
Caution flag, one spreader back there in the back. Caution is out. That is Jeff Merck in the 60. Very, very, I guess you could say rare to see the number 60 from Punta Gorda, Florida, all the way sliding back. Something amiss on the number 60. Looked like he might have got tagged from NASRA's area code 971. Nate Maurer, you see him right here on the inside. Merck running the top. Richards there with Wood. All this going on. Merck tries to run the top right here. What happens right here if Merck came off the wall or if Maurer just came up and got him? Looked like a kind of little bit of a racing incident right there, Will.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that pace was just very frantic to start. We saw it there just after that 10th position. Everybody was just all over the racetrack. And Jeff Merck really just gets squeezed on the top side of the racetrack there. Nowhere to go. Tries to come back down. Just didn't see the 971 of Nate Maurer there. And unfortunately, that's not where you want to hit at this racetrack right there on the inside wall. It's going to be heavy damage to the backside of that truck.
And we go, and we'll bring in our driver analyst, CJ Fondale. CJ, I mean, right here at this point, right here, I mean, you wouldn't take tires or nothing like that at this point, correct? I mean, it's just too damn early at this point.
Absolutely, yeah. That would be a waste of a good set of tires. We've only got a good solid 4 or 5 lap run on them. The biggest thing would be just focusing on getting your track position, get a good restart, because we are still going to be starting on some cold tires, and we don't want to have any wheel slip and another caution just immediately come back out.
Well, folks, that caution might have come out at the perfect time because we got a caution. We haven't yet to thank some of our sponsors, so let's do that real quick. Thank some of our fantastic sponsors here with NASRA. Don't go anywhere. You've been watching the Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series live here on the NASRA 360 Racing Network.
All right. I'm still changing shit in the background here, so bear with me.
I figured that would work out pretty good.
Enthusiasm.
That caution come out right there. I figured, hell yeah, we ain't thank no sponsors. Fuck it, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's see what happens.
Man.
I'm actually impressed with their start, though. They did a good job of getting it going because I've ran a few officials here this week, and literally on the first 2 laps, somebody's ate it. So they actually did a really good start.
Yeah, frantic. Very, very quick. Everybody's just moving very, very fast to start off this race. It's wild to see.
That one move that your last season champion did, that was sick.
Yeah.
That was good.
He got the damn run, by God, and he took it. He sent that bitch.
All right, let's get back live.
Murph's Magical Creations.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Folks, we're back here at Homestead. Everybody's still waiting, probably about 2 to green right here for the 213 Simware.com 225. And, you know, really want to talk about that sponsor, honestly. 213 Simware, great partner here with NASRA. Does so much. Got a lot of great, I guess you could say, apparel. Cool stuff, obviously, with NASRA. And also, kind of got with them, also get you door banging download stuff over there as well. They got some T-shirts made with some logos and everything else. So that's pretty cool stuff. Check out the season so far. I mean, there's only been 3 races so far. Obviously, Keith Haney won at Daytona. Dustin Scruggs won at Atlanta last week. And a very emotional, very emotional win for MDW last week at Vegas. Leaders kind of getting caught up. All hell ends up breaking loose. Wood found a hole down on the inside. Shot right through there and was able to get it done. Now we're here at Homestead, Miami. And, I mean, I'm telling you, Will, I mean, you know, I see a lot of this right here. You know, I see a lot of this every single time we come here to Homestead or here on the Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series. It always seems like that, I mean, anybody could win. And we'll see what happens right here as Jordan Jurassic takes the green right here. Thomas Kohick down there on that bottom side trying to get it rocking and rolling. Dustin Scruggs, pole center, trying to get a run and maybe looking to the outside of Kohick off 2.
As they come off of 2, you can feel the energy of the 305. You're absolutely right, Jake. This race is off to a frantic pace. Jurassic still our race leader, though. You see him banging that topside wall. Already drivers deciding to ride up there here very, very early in this stage as we come across the line. Make it lap 8 into 1.
Yeah, a lot of them up there on that top side. A couple of them actually almost all the way down to the apron right there trying to get around somebody that might have got up in that high side line. The high side tickler, Kyle Strickler line, I like to call it. Starting to slide back a little bit. McGill now down on his bottom side. Jurassic trying to get away. Kohick right there in front of him. The battle's on for that 3rd spot with McGill down on the bottom. Dustin Scruggs.
Side by side. Yeah, side by side. You see Holden McGill and Scruggs going to ride door to door off of 4. You see him battling for that top 3 position. Jurassic will take that all day. The only thing, though, Jake, he has to block both lanes going into 1. Now we're about to go 3 wide. As Cardenas in that 15 trying to make moves on the bottom side of the racetrack. Jurassic still our race leader. Scruggs now high side goes door to door with the 04 of Kohick into 3.
36 of you out there in the live chat. Let us know where you're from, or not your address. We don't care about that, but where are you watching from here tonight? Let's know who you want to win. We got Scott Archibald out there, cherry for the win. Nerd Racing, if I pronounced that right. Let's go Jordan D. Obviously going for last season's champ. Jordan Jurassic, who's looking for that lead. Scruggs trying to work the high side. Kohick almost gets turned by McGill. He has to back out of it, but Scruggs, he ain't backing out of it, son. Not by a long shot. He's going to take the lead going into 3.
Oh, no, something out of a Kimbo Slice playbook right there. He's not backing down to a fight on the racetrack as Dustin Scruggs takes our lead off of 4. I was also watching a big battle between Holden McGill and Kohick right there in that top 3, top 4 position. You also see other drivers pull out inside of that top 10. It is very fast, very quick here at Homestead off of 2.
Yeah, Justin White almost lost it right there off of turn number 4 to his outside. Kevin Edwards up there running all the way up against the wall. 3 wide back there with Grant Peterson down on the bottom side as well. Now you got Jurassic trying to find a line, trying to find a hole. Kohick finds a hole. He jumps down to the bottom. McGill almost turned him about a lap ago. McGill is full-fledged on the gas. He's going to take it to the inside of Kohick.
Ooh, there we go. Vamos on the racetrack into 1 and 2. I'll bring in our driver analyst, CJ Fonda. And CJ, are you surprised at this frantic pace of the drivers here? Stage 1, 65 laps. Still a long way to go here in this stage.
I am. I'm kind of mind blown. They're kicking it off really fast and early, but that's exactly what the 11 is wanting to see out of his window behind him, and just see them battling it out behind him, because he's actually just slowly but steadily just pulling away from him. And as long as we stay green, that's giving him the advantage to be able to just pull out, check out, run his line. Don't have to worry about much, but just hitting his marks.
Yeah, doing a fantastic job. Kohick actually going to do a little bump draft right there with Holden McGill up there on that top side. It was able to get him clear of Dylan Cardenas. Now Cardenas started 6th. He's up to 5th. A couple of drivers that has really been moving it through the field. One of them, Adam Newbert, way back here in the 24th spot, but he started back in the 43rd spot. A couple of other movers, as well as Joshua Rodriguez, started 29th. He's all the way up to 16th. And a couple of guys that's on the back end sliding. Right now, Lucas Lyons, he started 7th. He's all the way back to 40th. And Michael Kostick started 11th. He's all the way back to 36th. Some of the big movers and big losers, as a lot of them fanned out right there at the start-finish line. But up front, Scruggs better watch his back door. Last season's champion, Jurassic's going after him.
Oh, yeah, and Jurassic just ran the fastest lap of the race so far. That 33.47. His best just put up a 34.12 last time by. He is moving and grooving here at Homestead as we ride on board with the 19 machine of Adam Newton. Get that Murph's magical creations on that hood off of 4. He is just chilling inside that top 10. Watch for him to make big moves later on in this race.
Absolutely. The power of the camel is beside himself. He is in the number 19, the Bulldog, Adam Newton up front. Jurassic now, he's gotten a little bit of a battle. Here comes Holden McGill down to the inside. Jurassic up top. Dustin Scruggs, he loves every bit of it. He's going to try to get away and over a second right now over both of these guys. McGill's able to jump down to the inside of Jurassic. Cardenas now looking for third.
I think right now, though, Jake, you just got to take a deep breath. You got to just settle into this pace. You're going to have guys at the back bumper. You're going to have guys at that fender. You just can't make too aggressive of a move right now. Knock yourself out of this race here in stage number 1 as we start to see those leaders going to single file pace. More battles for position later on inside of that top 10 as Adam Newton's trying to find that space here down the backstretch. He'll go to the inside of the 04 Kohik. This is for that top 5 spot.
Yeah, Newton really starting to put on some moves right here, right behind him. Tiny Horse Ryan Johnson. He knows how to get around Homestead. Think back. Season 3 of the Blanchard's Toy Xfinity Series, he was the champion. He got it done in the Xfinity Series. We're at right here at Homestead, baby. He knows how to get around this place, and he may end up getting into the back of Adam Newton. Oh, baby, had to jump on the brakes a little bit. Found a hole down to the inside. Tiny Horse and Newton, they're slugging it out for that 6th spot.
Boy, he was just knocking on that door of the 19 machine. He'll settle back, though. He has to look in that rear view. Here comes Edwards in that 7 to the high side of the racetrack. Also has Sacco in that 67 machine. He is inside of that top 10. Now, we have some big movers starting to creep up there, including MDW in that 21 machine, up 13 spots in that 12th position.
Yeah, a lot of them moving up through the field, and Jurassic took a shot at McGill for a second, tried to go after second. Nothing was there. Cardenas almost found a hole, but everybody single files it back out. Kohik back here still sitting in 5th. Newton trying to find a way around him. Also back there with Johnson. And next, Sacco, baby. Sacco in the house up here inside the top 10. He had a shot last week to win at Vegas, and then all that chaos happened right there on the last lap and ended up costing him. Now here he is. Very similar, in my opinion, I would say. I mean, we'll bring in our driver analyst, CJ Fondale. CJ, I look at this track right here, Homestead, very similar, somewhat to to Vegas is what I meant to say, but very similar to it as far as the tire wear and, just how rough the surface is. I mean, would you agree with that?
Absolutely. And I'll be honest with you, I'm just sitting here mesmerized and comparing the level of the drivers here compared to other leagues. And it's just mind blowing how well they're able to navigate the track, whether it's on the high side, middle, bottom, middle to top. They're just all over the place, but they're doing it so well that it's just making for some great racing.
Yeah, it's making for some fantastic racing. As you see Kohik all the way up on that top side trying to get something rolling, but on the inside, here comes Tiny Horse Ryan Johnson. Found a way around the Bulldog, Adam Newton. But that top side able to get that run, Will, and Kohik's able to get that going, jump back in front of Tiny Horse.
And you're starting to see the stage come into play here, too. More drivers sliding to the low side of the racetrack, then going high side on those straights on the front stretch, on that back stretch. A lot more of those drivers starting to settle it a little bit more. I think maybe coming across the radio, letting them know they still have about 40 laps to go here in this stage. We're right on board, though, with the 38 machine. Ryan Johnson has a pretty good run going here so far inside of that top 10.
Yeah, doing a fantastic job. Cardenas still trying to look after Jurassic. Couple of other battles back through the field. Looks like actually the top 13 tried to see if they could separate themselves from the rest of the field. Robbie Richards, Nate Maurer back here in the 14th, 15th. There actually is a little bit of a gap right there. As now we see one mover. That's Tiny Horse. Ryan Johnson trying to go for 5th. Kohik up top. Here comes Tiny Horse. Is he going to be able to get clear? He better get clear and jump up quick because that outside lane is able to get the run. Here comes Kohik. He ain't going to give it up, not yet.
Why, it's just a little bit of a bob and weave going on here tonight, Jake. These guys get these runs. You got to do something with. There goes caution flag. Our second caution of the night here at Homestead.
Caution flag is out. Number 1, Joshua Rodriguez goes around, goes for a spin off of turn number 2. Was there contact? And from what we're seeing, at least on my end, there was a little bit of contact with Joshua Rodriguez. We'll play it out for you right here for a Points Poppers instant replay. There you see Rodriguez top side down below him. You'll see Tristan Bruce slide into this hole right here and kind of see what happens right here. Did Rodriguez come down? Did Bruce come up? Let's see kind of what happens right here. It looks like, hell, honestly, it looks like it kind of met in the middle, honestly, Will.
Yeah, just like our first caution of the night, it's just a racing incident, and just like our driver analyst CJ Fonda spoke about earlier, it's just mesmerizing how well these drivers are navigating this track. But it's that fine line you walk, Jake. You know, those little bob and weave moves. Eventually, one of those gambles is not going to pay off, and unfortunately, for the one machine of Joshua Rodriguez, who has these very promising starts to these races, just can't get it completed here tonight.
And I will point out that
we have leaders going in. I'll get to you in a second, CJ. We got leaders coming in. Looks like the whole field. Couple of them almost hit the barrels coming in right there at the entrance of pit road. I don't see how they can miss them. I mean, they're big, they're yellow, they're warning labels. Literally, don't hit them damn things. But a bunch of them almost slid in there and got them. And everybody coming down. CJ, I'm expecting at this point 4 tires and fuel at this point, correct?
Absolutely. And I did want to point out with the unique thing about this track is it feels like the truck is going to hold and you think that you got it, but then it kind of rides up whenever the 3 got into the 1 back there. So you feel really comfortable knowing that you're going to hold the line and you're not going to rise up at all. But then out of nowhere, you just kind of shimmy up, and it definitely is not intentional.
Yeah, obviously it is not intentional, as we see one guy right there look like he didn't take tires this time. 43rd all the way up to first. Adam Newbert. Looks like he just went in there, maybe got gas and then left. Maybe he drove through, not 100% on that one. Hearing from our producer, maybe he didn't even take gas. Maybe he just drove down through there. Maybe he missed his pit box, Will. Because there is a lot of drivers. 45 of them took the green here tonight. Maybe he just lost his pit board and all that.
Yeah, I can't be doing that. Adam Newbert, or it could be a gamble. Maybe hoping on that 3rd caution. That's all he can hope for right now if he did indeed drive past that pit box. Jurassic, though, still up in that 2nd spot. If that's the case, he's probably going to blow the doors off of him here on this restart. But some big movers from those pit stops. You look at Robbie Richards now up in that 9th position. Justin White's up there as well. So 2 movers in those pit stops.
Yeah, a lot of movers off of that. Some of them, like I was saying, maybe 2 tires, maybe no tires, something like that. Depending on, I would say, how you're driving, how you're taking care of the truck, how you're taking care of all the tires, all that good stuff could play a big factor into what you can do and everything else and all that good stuff. Out there on the live chat as well, some of you, Scott Archibald said he's chiming in from the Bluegrass State. Chandler Smith, that is not the real Chandler Smith. I think we've all kind of got that one figured out. Not the Chandler Smith, not the real one. Obviously, hollering for OT Bruce to get it done. Todd Lee out there looked like they met in the middle to me. And I'm assuming he may be talking about that last caution that we had just a second ago. So good possibility they met in the middle right there. And also Justin Lumpkin out there. Let's go swim and Blue Line Racing. Keep them comments coming in if you haven't yet. Like and subscribe to the best racing network on YouTube, the NASRA 360 Racing Network. We're back great, and Newbert is going to be trying to check out.
Whoa!
Cardenas battling for second. Kohik back here trying to hold on. Tiny Horse all over his back bumper, but Newbert leads him off turn 2.
As everybody just got funneled into 1 and 2, you saw that quick separation there just outside of that top 3. The leaders do not want to look in that rear view because they are coming. As you see the 6 machine just on the low side, that's Jordan Jurassic. Cardenas, though, pulls back in that 15. Now the 6 goes to the inside of our leader, Adam Newbert, who's still trying to hold it down, even though he may have ridden past that pit box going into 1 and 2. He is our race leader as you're starting to see some sparks fly out of the 6.
Oh, baby, he better get ran over. Newbert jumped up top. Jurassic, obviously on a little bit fresher rubber. Obviously that Adam Newbert, that's going to cost him. Gets up into the fence, opens the door for Holden McGill to dive down to the inside. Cardenas goes up top. Newbert goes up top. Holden McGill down in the cellar where Grandpappy has the moonshine. He's going to take it all the way to the front and lead off 4.
Oh, we're sipping tequila down here at Homestead as our race leader Holden McGill and that 33. Oh my goodness, as you see the 15 and the 6 come together as they're battling out for positions as the caution flag waves for the 3rd time.
Sir, pro caution out once again as Holden McGill was able to jump away with the lead. Number 88, Lucas Lyons, who started up there inside the top 10. Keith Bradley also involved in this, the animal. And I got a bad feeling both of them might have come together. We'll see kind of what happens right here on the Points Poppers instant replay. But odds are both of them might have got hooked up one another. They might have hooked one another. Or, hell, they might have just went 4 wide right here, literally coming off turn 4. That's what it looks like. You got Bradley right there with lines. Jumps down to the bottom. Buzzy Mongo right here as well. And we got one up there in the top. That's Eric Zimmerman in the 94. They literally go 4 wide. Zimmerman comes down, gets Bradley, sends him into Buzzy Mongold. Bradley's trying to straighten it out. Buzzy comes down, gets Lucas.
No.
And then everybody kind of just piles up right there. But, well, all of it really started right there with Eric Zimmerman bouncing off a wall and coming down into the Animal Keith Bradley.
Yeah, and you see Buzzy Mongold there sort of bounce a little bit there, coming off that wall. Maybe it was just a little bit of a, I don't want to say a retaliation, a little bit of a bump after getting bumped, just not knowing that they were 4 wide in that situation. You see that bump going into the corner, and then they come off of the corner. Buzzy, I think, tries to return the favor a little bit, not knowing that they're 4 wide here. Bounces, gives him a little door bang there, and then that just is a cascade effect. And unfortunately, the only guy that comes out of this clean is Buzzy Mongold, as he just rides off scot-free as he initiated all this process.
Yeah, I mean, you hate to see that right there. Obviously, for Lucas Lyons and the Animal Keith Bradley, a couple of drivers is going to elect to go down pit road. Some of them that might have got involved in that. And obviously, there he is, Lawrenceburg, Indiana, the only 2-time champion here with NASRA. And while we got a couple of them going down pit road, a couple of them stayed out, going to go ahead and step away. Let's hear from some of our great sponsors. Don't go anywhere. You've been watching the Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series live on the NASRA 360 Racing Network.
Thank you. Because I had to pull the screen up here to change something. Driver arrow.
Dean, did you get to hear the podcast yet?
Oh, shit, I can't see the driver arrow until the fucking thing's there. No, I haven't. Sorry, I've been so busy.
Oh, well, yeah. Sorry.
Okay, we can't do driver cam. There's no way I can.
Yeah, going forward, I'll just make sure that I don't, I'll just wait till y'all prompt me for something.
Oh, I can fix it.
Oh, you're good. No worries.
I did put those 2 clips in there, Dean. It's all about the money, bitch. It's all about the money.
I can't see. It's too far away.
I let Taylor listen to that. She was like, God. It's like, damn, y'all do talk about some crazy shit while you're under commercial. Yeah.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Folks, we're back here at Homestead. Everybody getting doubled up for a restart. We'll set it up for you. Holden McGill was able to shoot down there on the bottom side. He was able to get the lead. Dustin Scruggs all the way up at the top pole center. He will restart in the second position, that is. Dylan Cardenas starts 3rd. Last season's champion, Jordan Durasic's going to start 4th. Tiny Horse Ryan Johnson. Don't even take that the wrong way, some of you folks. Tiny Horse Ryan Johnson will restart in the 5th spot. Thomas Kohick, Adam Newton, Kevin Edwards, Nick Sacco, and Robbie Richards, the top 10. And CJ, I'll bring you in right here for a second, buddy. You were talking about you were surprised to see all of this racing. I mean, is it just because they're just happy to be at Homestead, or everybody just loves this place?
Yeah, I don't know. It's amazing because this week, whenever I ran a bunch of officials, I noticed that the bottom group wasn't really holding up well, but for these guys, it's been working great for them. So I'm curious to see how that's going to go into stage 2 and throughout the race, see how well it holds up.
Zimmerman was able to get that EOL for starting that last incident, if you want to put it that way, and we're back under grade. Holden McGill able to fire away, and Dylan Cardenas, Dustin Scruggs still battling it out for that 2nd spot. Everybody else fanning out back there. Kevin Edwards stuck in the middle, 3 wide. Kohick up top, and Buzzy Mongold, or Sacco actually. Nick Sacco up there in the mix as well.
And we ride on board with that 33 for just a moment. You can see that pack of wolves coming for that 33 machine, but we'll jump back here inside of that top 15 as we see contact. That's MDW. And that 21 machine gets a little love tap there from the 54. Robbie Richards, though, stuck in a 3 wide situation there with Brian chewing the 51. There's chaos all over the racetrack with more than 30 laps to go here in stage number 1.
Brandon Broadfoot right behind him in the 22, found a hole, thought he was going to be able to make it stick, was not able to do it. Here comes Isaac Bevan up top, tried to make a run as well. Here's the Holladaddy, Brian Chew stuck in the middle, 3 wide. Sacco on the bottom. He'll go from a 3 wide back to another 3 wide, back to a 2 wide with Richards and Wood. If Wood's going to go up top, he's going to find a line. Oh, baby! Edwards! Kevin Edwards in the 7, gets loose off of 4, hits the inside retaining wall. Couple of little bit of debris out there, but no caution yet on the speedway. Kevin Edwards just straight up snaps sideways off turn 4, loses it, but we stay under green.
As I swear there is some oh no, as we have a truck sliding, drifting down the backstretch. Caution flag waves once again for the 4th time as a 971 machine of Nathan Maurer did a little too fast, too furious down the backstretch.
Area code for NASRA 971 ends up getting loose off of turn 2, comes down, gets in the Matt Cherry. There you see him from the Bluegrass State of Scottsville, Kentucky, and see kind of what all really happened after Maurer gets loose. You see Maurer, there's Edwards down there on the bottom side. He didn't get spun, he spun himself out. And then Maurer comes down on the bottom side. Thomas, or that's Jeffrey Johnson, I believe it is, 33-23. I think it might be Stephen Thomas, actually. Maurer gets loose, comes down, gets Cherry, knocks him sideways. Justin White's just happy neither one of them went up top. Brandon Broadfoot better thank his lucky stars he wasn't in it. And Cherry ends up going for the spin. If Maurer hits the inside retaining wall, brings out yet another Serve Pro caution. I got a feeling, Will, tonight Serve Pro's going to get the money's worth, at least for just how the handling is with these trucks here this evening.
Absolutely. As I'll bring in our driver analyst, CJ Fonda. And CJ, after we've had those pit stops and we have fresh equipment on these trucks, are you surprised the guys are still fighting? We still have 30 laps to go here in the stage.
Yeah, I don't see why the benefit to try to push for position at least until middle of stage 2, but I believe that we're going to see that middle to bottom groove kind of fade away there, and they're going to struggle to keep it straight coming out of the turn 2 and 4.
And real quick for you, CJ, flying with Murph, obviously that's a good old Murph for Murph's Magical Creations out there. Make me proud in the announcer's booth. Murph, please send me a message. Somehow or another, somebody said that you wanted to get on the podcast. I would love to have you on the podcast, but I have no way to get in contact with you. Send somebody a message. Send it to Brady, Cody, Dean, somebody. Huck. I know Huck's in, good, with Murph's Magical Creations. I know Adam Newton is. Somebody send me his information. Either that or he send me whatever. We need to get in contact. We need to get him on the podcast, Will.
I'll take care of that for you at the next commercial break. I'll give you his contact information.
There we go. Signed, sealed, and delivered. All you got to do is ask.
Well, yeah, I completely forgot about you, CJ. I guess those beef already right there. I forgot all about you, CJ. I am so sorry about that one. Murph's going to be like, yeah, you just straight up threw my driver under the bus. Now you ain't going to get me. Pace Lights is out on the pace truck. McGill, Scruggs, Cardatus, Johnson, Jurassic. The top 5, basically guys that we've seen up here at the front that have been putting in the work and been up here for the 37 laps that we've ran here in the race. A couple of other drivers that we haven't seen up here in the front. We talked about him a second ago. Brandon Broadfoot started 33rd. He's all the way up to the 14th spot. And Stephen Thomas, who would have been caught up in that wreck, he's right there starting behind him, sitting in the 15th spot. Stephen Thomas, a great veteran here in NASRA, trying to see if he can find something here very early on.
Yeah, I think we have a lot of drivers back there, Jake, that are just straight up chilling here in this race. They're trying to stay out of the disaster that is the top 15, top 20. They're just hovering around these spots. I'm looking at other names. Look at MDW right there. Robbie Richards, another name. You mentioned Stephen Thomas. And what I've noticed here on these restarts, too, if you can be the leader on that low side of the racetrack, you can check out, because we've seen a lot of those battles brew for those top 5, top 10 positions as the leader's just all by himself. So if you get to the inside lane and take off, that's where you want to be.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, as we were talking about, track surface is very worn out. Track temp is up to 102. They need to be very careful. As you see it up at the top of your screen, be careful about spinning some tires here on these restarts up front. Green flag in the air. McGill tried to see if it could get away. Cardatus and Scruggs, they may end up, honest to God, I think they're going to end up talking to one another after the race, just how much they may end up being teammates before this thing's all said and done. just how hard they're racing each other for that second spot.
Yeah, Cardenas goes right to the back bumper. The 11 of Scruggs going to 3 and 4. Holden McGill still our race leader. You see trucks going to the high side of the racetrack trying to find that groove, the Emperor's new groove as we come off of 4. Holden McGill our race leader into 1 and 2. We have a battle though, Brewer and Jake for that 5th position as we come off of 2.
Yeah, battling it out, and everybody's starting to fan out, trying to get where they can. Scruggs, McGill, they're starting to check out. Here comes the Holiday. Brian Chew didn't have a good night Wednesday night in the NASRA Cup Series at Talladega. He was my teammate in that. We were trying to help him out one way or another. A little bit of unfortunate incident with Brian Chew trying to make it into the Championship 6 for the Wednesday night series here with NASRA. It looks like if he gets him a win here tonight, I'm sure it'll make him feel a whole lot better. I mean, Phoenix ain't going to make him feel a whole lot better about it next week, but he ends up pulling it off here tonight. He may have something. His Wood all the way up on the top. Scruggs up here on the top side trying to work it for second, but Wood almost got into the fence in 1 and 2.
I swear I'm hearing EDM music coming out of both Brian True and MDW. They got something inside of those trucks because they are flying around the racetrack as Brian True's up to 3rd. MDW's up 21 spots. They're both laying down 33/8 around the racetrack comfortably inside of that top 5 as we look at just around 20 laps to go here in stage number 1. Caution's out. Caution's out.
Caution's out once again. We just saw Dustin Scruggs look like he was kind of riding it literally on the outside, almost end up going around kind of like Jonathan Davenport. And one driver that's going to probably call it a night, obviously, is the 20 of Jose Luis Rivera. Like he might have got tagged, but then again, he might have got loose right here off of turn 4. Well, we've seen it a lot right here with guys just snapping loose off the exits of these corners. We'll see kind of what happens with Rivera as he shoots going into turn 3. Got to run, goes to the top side. See if there was contact with anybody. A couple of them back here behind him. Did anybody make contact, or did he just get loose? Looks like a little bit of action in front of him. He hits the wall hard on the inside rotated wall. Not sure who that was in front of him, but Rivera's night is over in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, as we watch it again here on this replay, we'll try to get another look at who that's Cody Knott right there in front of him. We'll have to see why Cody there checked up off of 4 as Jose Luis Rivera is not going to be happy inside of that T-Mobile magenta machine. As we'll take another look at it here, Jake, watch what happens with the 26. If he gets slow off the corner, I think he's checking up for that 971 in front of him.
Yeah, Buzzy Mongo gets loose off of 4 as well. And Cody had to get out of the gas, or he was going to run him over. Almost ran over Nate Maurer as well. And then there you saw the 45 of Matt Cherry. Looks like 45 as well. Shane Trotter. There must be a couple of 45s out here as well. But Trotter looked like he got involved in it as well. But hate to see that for Jose Luis Rivera. He's pretty much done for the evening. Something happened to Jonathan Cofield as well, but he came back. He is 9 laps down. He started 8th. He is all the way back in 44th. There's Matthew Cummins in the 14. Oh, baby, that right there, that's dirt tracking it. We was talking about Scruggs dirt tracking it off turn 4. That is about as dirt tracking it as you can get right there with Cummins. Try to hold on to it. And there's Trotter right there, old Scooby-Doo right there. Where are you? Looks like he's going to end up possibly getting involved in this. Or did he get around it? There's Cody Knott, slides up. Oh, baby. Oh, there's what happened right there with Trotter. And he ends up hitting the inside retaining wall as well.
Rut-row Raggy, he would have gotten away with it too had it not been for that back bumper bump he got there. And unfortunately, Shane Trotter, not going to be a hard impact into that inside wall. So hopefully we can see him back inside of that top 15.
Looks like everybody's going to be single file. Nobody jumping down pit road as of yet.
Isn't working, but the recap's working.
And from what we're seeing right there, there's your race recap all the way to lap 43 of 150. Holden McGill is your race leader. We've had 5 cautions so far here. And obviously that goose egg for the lead changes. We're trying to get that worked out, but it is what it is on that one. But there's been more than 0 lead changes, I promise you. I mean, McGill started 3rd, and he's up there leading the race. That ought to tell you right now that there has been lead changes here in this race. Everybody doubling it up once again. MDW is sitting back there in the 4th spot trying to go for 2 in a row. One last week at Las Vegas. We talked about that a little bit. When Nick Sacco was up there battling for the lead last week at Vegas, maybe got his nose chopped. That's the way I look at it. He got his nose chopped, and he sent it, and he didn't left. It ended up causing a big wreck, and I mean, not on Sacco's part. I wouldn't think that it would be his fault, but anyway, caused a big old crash, and Wood was able to sneak down to the inside. Cofield ended up running second last week. Was trying to build that momentum. Certainly not going to be able to pull off for him tonight. There you see MDW. Basically, looks like he's very calm right now. Started 25th all the way up to 4th. He's pretty calm right there. No cars. Wood, where is your diecast cars that we see all the time on the broadcast? I don't know. He might have moved it around. He might have done a little bit of remodeling one way or another. Here we go. Green flag in the air. McGill. He's going to fire away. Scruggs. He's got Wood up his
Oh, no. Big wreck. Big wreck.
A big one at the line.
Big wreck. 37. Raul Meza is sideways. Oh, almost flipped on that front stretch, though. A lot of trucks involved in this one. Our 6th caution of the night there, Jake. Oh, my goodness. We didn't even get into corner number 1.
Yeah, that was a big old stack up. I think somebody ended up spinning some tires up there. We were talking about that a while ago with drivers spinning tires. And the one that spot him might have been Justin White. Barely can see him right up there at the top left of your screen. Looks like he spins the tires. And looks like he gets tagged in the back end from Brad Rada in the 83. Or Luke Smith, I should say, in the 83. There you see it. And it basically stacks up the whole outside lane. There you see Rodriguez, Raul Meza, Lucas Lyons just having a horrible night here tonight. Joshua Rodriguez, he ends up getting airborne. Raul Meza lost his tailgate. I mean, everybody basically a pile up right here at the start-finish line here at Homestead.
Who's the cops car up there? The 80. What is that?
And as we watch this replay, guys, as both of you drivers know, these restarts are not easy. It may look easy as they're watching along here on the NASRA 360 Racing Network, but there's a lot of things you have to take into account when that green flag waves. You have to get these trucks up to speed without spinning those tires, get back into the gears. You guys could probably speak about it. This is not an easy thing, these restarts, and especially when you're this close here to a track like Homestead, man, it's just a domino effect that unfortunately some of these drivers' nights are going to end on a restart.
That's exactly what I was mentioning. Yeah, that's exactly what I was mentioning to you before. The way that the wheels slip, and we're going to be seeing more of that going with the older tires.
Pretty big little deal there. You see Raul Meza up on his side, riding on board with 971. Got the power of the Camel as well right there. Well, Murphy's on the hood. Still haven't figured out a name for that unicorn. I don't know, CJ, maybe you can come into that here in a minute, but there you see him right there, just locks it up, and I mean, he kind of gets lucky right there, and then there's Meza upside down almost. Maurer had to jam on the brakes again. CJ, have they come up with a name for that unicorn yet?
Let me get back with you, and I'll let you know.
We got to figure it out, baby. We got to figure out a name for that unicorn. We've heard Murphy's, we've heard Bob, we've heard Todd, we've heard all kinds of names. There you see Meza ends up getting up in the air once again. Well, hopefully, folks, maybe we can take another commercial break and possibly they may be able to get it straightened out. So let's take a quick commercial break, bring you back for the restart. Real quick commercial break. Lights are out. We'll bring you back here in just a moment.
I don't know who that was, the car that hit the fence, but I couldn't fucking find him. Was it it was 80 something or ended in a 2? I couldn't see anybody with that number.
Whoever the hell hit
Smith.
Yeah, he slipped and got up against the fence, and then he on the wall ride.
I wanted to try to go on board backwards, but I couldn't find him.
Yeah, whoever the hell hit Justin White, that's where it all went off.
I was trying to find Justin White too. Can't even see him on the timing ticket. All right, let's go back live. 5-4.
He's 0-2.
Oh, Justin White's 20. 5-4, 3, 2, 1.
Speaking of Murph's Magical Creations, there you go. You can't even make that one up. Is now they're actually going to double it back up, and they're going to run one more lap. They was doubled up. The pace lights was out, but they went ahead and got that done. We'll go ahead and take you back for this restart. Got the 2 and the 0-2 right here, both of them together. And you'll watch Justin White right here. Watch what happens right here. Watch the rev limiter kind of jump up a little bit. Watch it. I mean, it's kind of bumps a little bit. There you see it right there. You see the wheel and everything. Yeah. That's where the tire spin happens for Justin White. He's able to kind of get away, but all the chaos ended up happening right behind him.
And the thing about it, too, Jake, is he never saw it. He never saw what happened behind him. He was just focused on getting his truck rolling down in the corner. All of a sudden, they come across the radio, let you know the caution's out, and you're like, what happened? What happened on the racetrack? We were just getting going there. And unfortunately, that's all it takes, just that little bit of hesitation, getting back onto the gears, getting back onto that gas. That little bit of just hesitation by that two just caused everything behind him.
That little bit of hesitation really ended up causing a lot of that right there. As we see back up front, McGill, Scruggs, Brian Chew, MDW, top 4, top 5 really didn't change. I mean, they didn't even get to turn 1. So there you see the track temp starting to cool off just a tick. Not by much. It was at 102 a while ago. Now it's at 98, so it's starting to ease off. It is in the afternoon time, so it will eventually get a little bit cooler, 76%, or 76 degrees, I should say, for the air temp, and the winds east of 11 miles an hour. And remember, 5 sets of tires there. You see it right there with the race details getting all the way to 65. And then we'll have us a caution, pay us out some stage points, some playoff points, re-rack them, go all with a 105, which hopefully will be under green. And remember, folks, they pay them out at the lap, not around the lap here at NASRA. We pay them out at the lap. So we'll see what happens as green flag is back in the air. McGill, everybody gets a pretty clean start this time around. They're still looking 3-4 wide back there in the back. McGill's able to get away with a lead. Scruggs and Chew battling for second off 2.
Ooh, as we come roaring off of 2, the field is spread out. Everybody trying to get those stage points here in stage number 1. We see Scruggs, though, maybe going to the high side. No, drops back down to the low side of the racetrack right behind the 33 of McGill, who will lead us around off of 4, though, Jake. It is brewing behind that leader. Look at that, just outside of the top 10. We're 3 wide into 1.
Yeah, just outside there. Ed Osborne back here in the middle of this started 26th all the way up to 13th. There's Adam Newton. And the Bulldog tried to get back up here, gain some lost ground right in front of him. Jordan Durasic gets a run on the outside. He's going to try to get around Tiny Horse, but he's got a jam on the brakes. Cardenas threw the block on him. Durasic tried to get going on Scooby-Doo. Shaggy, where you at, baby? He's trying to get back up there. That's Shane Trotter. Is everybody duking it out? Here comes Peterson down on the inside of Tiny Horse, and Adam Newton up top. Durasic going after Cardenas.
We're 3 wide. We're 3 wide on the racetrack as the 19 of Adam Newton on the high side. Ryan Johnson in the middle. We simmer down just for a moment as the 30 machine of Peterson now inside of that top 10. We have a driver in the wall. That's the one of Joshua Rodriguez. We're still green, though, here on the racetrack. Let's keep it vamonos here at Miami Homestead. It's Holden McGillis, our race leader. Jake, he has held it down here in this stage, but Dustin Scruggs holds the fastest lap of the stage so far as he is trying to get back up to the top spot. Cardenas on the high side of the racetrack. We're again 3 wide, 4 position off the corner with just about 12 laps to go here in this stage.
That's Joshua Rodriguez still trying to get the 1 straightened back out. Everybody will fire by him. And Joshua Rodriguez 1 lap down will go to 2 laps down as of right now. There's Tiny Horse up top trying to work that high side tickler line all the way up. Ooh. Almost jumps the cushion. He's able to come off turn 4. It's a pretty good run. Coming after Peterson. Coming after all of them. Tiny Horse trying to work it, but has to jam on the brakes again. Durasic puts the block on him, and right behind him, Brandon New up here inside the top 10 as well. He started 37th off turn 2.
Brandon New and Brian Chu, who knew these guys would be so fast here tonight as that 2 will ride on board. He's trying to crack inside the top 10 as Brian Chu has now cracked inside the top 3 will ride on board with the 2. When you see that franticness of this race, Jake, he is 3 wide for that spot just inside the top 10 as drivers are sliding, moving and grooving, bobbing and weaving around the racetrack trying to get those precious stage points. We've already had multiple cautions here in this first stage. It is just survive in advance as the 15 of Cardenas goes to the inside as he's trying to move inside that top 5.
Yeah, he's trying to make it work. Broadfoot all the way up on the top side as well. Riding on board with Durasic. was riding on board with Chris Blanchard, and Blanchard trying to work the bottom side. Jurassic almost gets up into the fence. Broadfoot trying to hold on the spot. Cardenas right behind him, looking 3 wide behind him. Nick Sacco back here in the middle of this with Brandon Yu. Keith Bradley trying to jump back up in the middle of it as well. But there you see Brandon Broadfoot leading literally the cavalry as the top 5 has separated themselves from 6th on back. Broadfoot started 33rd in the field. Oh, baby, I'm telling you, that right there, that's a scary scene right there, Will. Seeing all of them scattered out 3 and sometimes 4 wide off turn 4.
Yeah, it's not what you want to see. We're seeing trucks sliding out of those spots. We're seeing trucks bounce off the top side wall. We're seeing sparks fly here in the 305. As you mentioned, those top 5 have separated there. We're seeing about a 2-second gap from that 3rd and 4th position, and it builds as we count down the laps here in stage number 1. We get stage points for the top 10. So even though you're not inside that top 5 or top 3 for that stage victory, you still want to get something out of this stage as we come off of 4.
Yeah, and Keith Bradley, better watch out for that 29 right there, the animal Keith Bradley. He's really starting to make some moves. Whoa, Brandon, you almost gets into Nate Maurer, almost turns him around. But Keith Bradley, I was talking about him a second ago. We saw him as far down as around the 30th spot. Now here he is trying to crack the top 10, finds a way to try to get around Cardenas. So Keith Bradley, better watch out for him as you ride on board with Brandon Yu. There's Tiny Horse Ryan Johnson trying to get back up here in the mix of this as well. He slipped back to the 14th spot, and those stage points, those playoff points, are so precious, even though it is very early on in the season, Will. I mean, literally, those points can mean the difference between making the playoffs and not making the playoffs. Stage points are a key here early on.
Absolutely, and a man that knows a lot about championships and a lot about championship points, Adam Newbert. Mama, here comes that man again, because he is up 34 spots in this race. Now inside the top 10, we talk about veteran drivers here in NASRA. He is one of those guys, a GOAT, you could say, Jake, as he knows how to keep it chill, keep it cool. He is just in that prime spot to snag some of those precious stage points as we have less than 5 laps to go in stage number 1.
And Jordan Jurassic, I really expected him to be up here inside the top 10, well comfortably inside the top 10, at least get him some stage points. But some of these guys that we see, let's go ahead and call a couple of them out. MDW, well, we figured he would be up here in the top 10, but he started 25th. Grant Peterson started 20th. He's up here in the 5th spot. Brandon Broadfoot started 33rd. He's up here in the 6th spot. Stephen Thomas started 21st. He's at 7th. Now Chris Blanchard started 28th. He's up at 8th. And Adam Newbert started 43rd. He's up at 9th. The strategy is playing out as 4 fingers and a thumb, basically 4 to go. But we count the last lap on lap 65. A lot of these guys started at the back, working their way to the front. A little bit of strategy going on, Will.
Yeah, we're very fanned out here. This is about the most separation we've seen in this race. We're very identical, very, very close to one another to start off this race. Now, as the equipment has started to warm, this is about the longest run we've had here on this equipment. These drivers are very, very particular on these moves they want to make. They have seen the frantic pace. They have seen the 7 cautions we've had in these first 65 laps of this race. I think these drivers are just settling in. Maybe they see the light at the end of the tunnel. They see some stage points. Keep it chill. Just try to survive this race.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically, it is survival. It seems like it doesn't matter where we go, 1.5 miles, short track, road course, or super speedway. That is the name of the game every single week. Here with the Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series is to survive. We go all the way back up to the front. Holden McGill pretty much lights out right now with Scruggs back here in the 2nd spot. Now McGill's starting to put a couple of them 1 lap down. 30 drivers on the lead lap as of right now. Jeff Merck basically just holding on and praying right now at this point that we get a caution here in the next 3 laps, which we will get a caution in the next 3 laps. Now make it 2 to go as McGill hits the line. Merck is the first driver 1 lap down right now, just holding on as Holden McGill is holding on up there for the lead off turn 2. for the second. Well, 2 to go right here as Miguel off turn 2.
As Carrie Underwood once said, sometimes you just got to let Jesus take the wheel, and the 33 machine's letting him do that right now. He has essentially gone wire to wire in this stage, just up 2 spots, but boy, he hasn't felt any pressure here for a lot of laps as he comes off of 4 as our race leader.
Holden Miguel hits the line, white flag bell lap right here for stage number 1. And Miguel going to ride it right up on the top side, going, trying to be as calm as he can, not try to slip, get up into the fence. Able to get off turn number 2. Got about a 1.2 second lead at the line, and it is growing over Dustin Scruggs. Brian Chew, Grant Peterson, Stephen Thomas, your top 5 as of right now. Battle is kind of going on back there for the last stage point, but up front, Holden Miguel in the 33. He's going to win stage number 1 here tonight at Homestead. Scruggs will get 2nd, Chew 3rd, Peterson 4th, Thomas 5th, MDW will get 6th, Broadfoot will get 7th, Adam Newbert's going to hold on to 8th, Chris Blanchard will get 9th, and Keith Bradley able to hold off Nate Maurer for that top 10 and get him a stage point. But stage 1, it belongs to Holden Miguel in the 33.
And what an impressive performance it was out of the 33 machine. But what jumps out to me, though, Jake, we have a Yahtzee mix of veterans and newcomers here in NASRA. As you see the veterans of Adam Newbert, Brennan Broadfoot, Stephen Thomas, Brian Chew all up there. Newcomers, Holden McGill, Dustin Scruggs, Grant Peterson, and MDW. A good mix of the who's who of the concerns of police survivors truck series. Now that we've completed stage number 1, guys, we can take a deep breath and chill for just a moment. Boy, what a stage number 1. 6 cautions there, guys. Are we surprised, or is this about on par for this style of racetrack?
I mean, pretty much on par, I would say. I mean, they slid all the way around. CJ, what you think, baby?
Oh, I thought the cautions would have came out a lot sooner with the moves that they were trying to make, but it's actually good, solid racing. So none of the incidences were foolishness. So I'm happy with the amount of cautions that we had thus far with the type of racing that we've seen.
Well, everybody's going to jump down pit road right here, get them 4 fresh tires, and fill them up full of fuel. We'll sit here for just a second, kind of see who comes out where, and then we'll take that commercial break. But we'll stay with you and let you hear, or let you see all the pit stops, see who jumps out front, who ends up beating who out of pit road. Couple of drivers staying out, maybe taking the waiver rounds. Jeff Merck was the lucky dog, so he will get the free pass and get himself back on the lead lap. As we see everybody jumping down pit road, getting 4 fresh tires, filling it up. There's Holden McGill up there. Like we said, started 3rd. And who's going to beat who out? Adam Newbert in the 4. He has got the lightning fast pit crew here tonight. Adam Newbert will come out with the lead from Toccoa, Georgia. Well, folks, let's take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with stage 1 winner, Holden McGill, here at Homestead. Don't go anywhere.
Sorry, I fucked something up in the background. That one was trying to fix it, and it just corrupted my stage breaks.
I sent you a message with Murphy's phone number, and he says that the fucking unicorn's name is Midtown.
Midtown.
What the fuck kind of name is? And I even sent him like 3 texts. Are you sure? Midtown?
Nah, I can't be
Have we got
right.
beef?
It is.
Have we
But
got beef?
I'm gonna have to step away real fast, but I'll be back.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. We got beef.
You got me?
Midtown, really?
That's weird.
Oh, I'll play the most
Who the hell
corporations that
who
have
the hell ends up having Midtown?
I mean, it could have been like a million different other names.
Yeah.
Who names a unicorn named Midtown? Come on now.
Damn, I was going to interview him, but hell, they already won to go right now. So much for that.
Ooh, another big run.
3, 2, 1.
Folks, we're back here at Homestead. I was going to try to bring up Holden McGill, but they're 1 to go, and I'm sure he's down there talking to his team and everything else, trying to get everything lined up with Team Speed Show. Great team right there with Keith Bradley, Grant Peterson, and Justin White, all of them working together, so I'm sure they're probably...
Break it up.
we'll make sure that we get Holden McGill in the house and make sure we give him a talk.
Smoke station significant.
Do what now? What, Dean?
Ashtray Glitterhorn.
Oh God! Yeah, we found out. We found out, folks.
Bronocorn.
Midtown is the unicorn's name. All 40 of you out there in the live chat, let's know what you think about Midtown as green flag is out, and we're downtown here in South Florida in Miami. Adam Newbert gasses up. He beat them all off pit road.
Whoa!
Almost tags him. Newbert tried to jump down. McGill stands on the gas. He ain't let Newbert down.
Caution.
And now we get a caution in the back.
Whoa, big wreck in the apex of 1 and 2. Lot of trucks piled up there. Oh my goodness. You see the carnage of trucks here taken out with our 8th caution. Our Serve Pro caution flag waves once again. And Jake, again on our restart, has to be the most frustrating way to see your night end.
Yeah, and I mean, bad luck for Brandon Broadfoot. He gets in the middle of that as well. Nate Maurer, one of them involved. Nick Sacco, a couple of drivers involved as well. Take a look right here. Pulse Popper's instant replay. We'll see kind of what happens. There you see Broadfoot up the road right there in front of Nate Maurer. That's where it all kind of started up there with the 22. But you see Mike Kostick, he gets involved in this one as well. A little bit of contact, sliding around, everybody driving, and there you'll see the contact. Broadfoot slides a little bit. Maurer tries to get out of the gas. Sacco ends up hitting him, and then basically it is a free-for-all to try to get around it. Sacco able to get by. Broadfoot comes up the hill, gets a couple of others, tags him as well from Chico, California, baby. They're not going to be happy about that one in Chico, California for Brandon Broadfoot. Litter, debris all over the place. Right there's the animal Keith Bradley where Broadfoot is. And once again, Will, just snapping loose right here. Broadfoot just snaps loose. Nobody touches him. I'm telling you, this place right here, it's not easy. This place is not easy to drive.
Oh, and you see that cockpit view, a wonderful camera angle provided by Dean Hopton there inside. You get that driver point of view, and you see that wheel is already sideways as he enters the corner. And I got to say, guys, that is a driver's worst nightmare when you already know the truck's going to be sideways, and there's nothing you can do about it. And the 22 just had to hold on to that truck. And unfortunately, he was in a hornet's nest of other drivers right there. And the 22 machine, again, I was speaking about earlier on in the race, had a great run, even cracked inside of that top 10, top 5 for a moment. Finds himself here a little bit lower down the grid here on this restart. And now, unfortunately, his night comes to an end. And one of those drivers that we see here every week have a great start to the race, just can't finish it the way they want to.
Matthew Cummins looked like he kind of went through Brandon Broadfoot. Check it out again right here from Kyle Hess. You see the smoke. See everybody trying to find a way around it. Kyle Hess. Oh, baby, almost got through it. But it looked like the 8 right there, Michael Kostick, ends up coming down, gets into him, sends Kyle Hess a round. Another Serve Pro caution here at the start of Stage 2, presented by the Glass Mechanic. One more look. Dane Hagan, 39. Ends up getting involved in this one as well. And with NASA on the hood, I got a bad feeling he might have took flight right here. Good possibility. Hate that for Dane. Dane, he may end up getting mad at me on that one. Nah, Hess actually got more air than Hagan did. And everybody down there trying to get around. Tristan Bruce able to just sneak through that bad boy. And another caution. Another Serve Pro caution. Boy, Serve Pro is making their money here tonight. Pulse Popper's instant replay. And, you know, great camera angles right there by our great producer, the Australian Dean Hopton Biggums. Race recap, lap 73 of 150 going all the way to 105, which hopefully will be able to stay green. Holden McGill is your leader. 8 cautions on the night. And next caution, which may happen here in the next couple laps, according to how this has been going, we'll try to bring Holden McGill in. But there you see your race details. And sun's starting to set a little bit right here in Miami, baby. McGill, gas is up. He tries to get away. Scruggs Newbert up here. Newbert, he better be thanking his lucky stars. He's still up here. He almost got turned on the restart. but he's going to jump down on the bottom side. He's got Thomas working on his tailgate. He is loose. Adam Newman, all kinds of loose coming off turn 2.
No, anybody that's been to South Beach knows this is when the neon lights come on and the money is made, and these guys want to make that money here in the second stage. It is a long stage here in this run, but we already see drivers trying to battle it out inside of that top 10 as our leader Holden McGill. I think he has found the right stuff here as he is checking out once again, building that lead to almost a half a second. Coming off of 2, you see Adam Newbert, they're up there inside the top 10. Look at Peterson, Thomas, they're all battling out as we have a truck on the infield. Now going down pit road, that's Broadfoot in that 22.
Yeah, Broadfoot's just basically not went from bad to worse. We slide back up here with Stephen Thomas in the 23, trying to take a look to the inside of Grant Peterson. Peterson able to put the block on him. Flipping back here, flip-flop back here, I should say. Adam Newbert up on the top side, trying to battle with the animal, Keith Bradley. Actually, that's Robbie Richards to his inside in the 48. Behind him, Kohick and Adam Newbert, or Newton, I should say. Newbert and Newton, they always tongue-tie me all the time right there. Newton able to slide by. Newbert slipping back big time right here as Wood's going to look down to the inside as well.
Right here, you want to be like Kenny Chesney. You want to have those toes in the sand and a cold beer in your hand. You want to be chilling on the low side of the racetrack as MDW. He looks as though he is just chilling here tonight. No die-cast cars. He is just laying back here doing his thing. And Jake, if he has a good run here tonight, may even take home that checkered flag. We may not see those die-cast cars again.
Yeah, and obviously, I mean, you know, MDW is sitting back there, baby. I tell you what, throw another Kenny Chesney song in there. He was gone, but he ain't back yet, son. He is trying to get there. I don't even know why I said that, where that come into play, but I figured it popped in my head, Will. Sometimes stuff like that pops in your head, and you just go with it. But here we go. You see Adam Newton back here. He's going to get to the inside of Jordan Jurassic, to his inside, rather. Newton's going to slide up the hill. Jurassic trying to fire off and make something of it on the inside. Battle for 12th off turn 2.
Jordan Jurassic's feeling Jurassic here tonight as he was sliding back just a little bit. We saw him with a great run to start this race, losing some speed here in this longer run as we jump back up here to Brian Chu in the 51 machine, a guy who has found his pace here later on in the race. Scruggs, though, can't seem to find the pace still of our race leader, Holden McGill. It's really just a battle for our top 3 at this point here, Jake, but I feel like as the stage plays out, a longer run here in stage number 2, we might see things even out as that tire wear comes into play.
Yeah. When we get another caution, if we get another caution, I got to bring Holden McGill in because I got some fine choice words for him because he is not making it entertaining for the fans here this evening. Everybody else is really making it entertaining. A couple of them snapping off the wall. Grant Peterson up here almost gets up into the fence. Thomas able to slide by. Cardenas now works to the inside. The animal Keith Bradley not too far back as well. Peterson losing 2, possible 3 spots. Outside lane starting to work. He looked to the inside, thought about it, but he'll fall back in line behind Peterson. Is there you right on board? 2-time champ Keith Bradley trying to slide up here. Here comes Bradley. Almost tags Dustin Scruggs.
And Scruggs is going to feel that draft. You see him get pushed up the racetrack just a little bit. Even though there was no contact, he did feel the slightest pressure out of the 51 machine. But, Jake, I got to tip my cap to these drivers here tonight. It's a lot of give and take. It's a lot of runs that have to be pulled back. A lot of pulling back on those reins. You feel that horsepower. You're going to be like, whoa, Nelly, and hold it back, or you're going to take somebody out here on the racetrack as we see more sparks fly at MDW up there. A lot of guys, Keith Bradley up there as well. A lot of guys trying to make runs here later on in stage number 2.
Kristen Bruce out there in the live chat. Pookie Jr., stage 2 is yours. Time to shine. Obviously talking about Tristan Bruce. Tristan Bruce right now is sitting in the 15th spot. He's got a little bit of work to do if he wants to make stage 2 presented by the Class Mechanic. His stage is there. You see Tiny Horse Ryan Johnson trying to work up there. There's old T. Bruce. Back here, a little bit of a, well, he's got a little bit of a gap right now. He had a little bit of a racing going on. Slide back up. Here comes Sacco. Mr. Sacco in the house. Trying to get around Peterson for the 7th spot. Sacco is clear, all clear. Take him all the way up to 7th spot. right behind them is we're down here and our producer in our ear, Bato Mr. Rasako or Sako. Screw it at that point. I got tongue tied again, Dave. You get me all the time. Sako off turn 2.
I haven't heard the name Mr. Sako from the days of the legendary wrestler Mick Foley as we go into 3 and 4. He is trying to take home that heavyweight championship. A little hell in the cell here tonight as he is inside of that top 10. We'll jump back on with Midtown, the Unicorn. Here's the 19 machine of Adam Newton. He finds himself just outside of that top 10 trying to make moves here in Miami.
Newtown. I ain't heard that one in a long time. Well, actually, I played it earlier. Anyway, Adam Newton down to the inside, trying to get around Peterson. Looks to the inside. He's there, barely there. We'll see if Peterson just tries to jump down, put the block, not able to do it. Broadfoot way up the hill. They're sliding by him basically like he is sitting still. Look at this. Awesome cameras. Go, baby. Get him, Dean. Yeah, entertain yourself, baby. We're all for it. Everybody trying to get around Brandon Broadfoot right there on that outside lane. Actually, no, that's not Broadfoot. That is Jeff Mark once again. Still dealing with issues from that very first caution. As now we see Cardenas down to the inside, trying to get around Thomas. Battle for fourth on your screen. Cardenas trying to find a way.
And meanwhile, all this taking place on the racetrack, our Lear Holden McGill last time by just ran a 34 flat. He is just moving here tonight. Now almost has a second lead. We'll make that a 34-1 last time by. But unfortunately, though, Jake, Dustin Scruggs just ran a faster lap than he did. Not by much, but possibly eating into that gap here later on in the stage.
I'll say something right now. Dylan Cardenas is basically eating into Stephen Thomas right now. Down on that inside lane, Thomas up top. Cardenas tried to find a way. He found a way, son. He'll take it all the way to fourth. Kick Thomas back to fifth. Keith Bradley trying to jump up here. Gets to the inside of Stephen Thomas. Almost there, but no cigar. Close, but no cigar for the animal. And I tell you what, he may end up sending it. He better. Mr. Sacco trying to work right behind him. Tiny Horse Ryan Johnson right behind him as well. But there you see Sacco. Works up, slides up on the top of the racetrack just a little bit. And I tell you what, we'll bring in our driver analyst if he is back. He's got his mic. He's got his mic muted. Is he there? CJ, you there, baby? CJ. CJ, he turned his mic off. He's still here.
I'm back. I'm sorry.
CJ, baby. I mean, this part right here, obviously we're getting a little bit of a green flag run in right here. When does the tires start to affect these trucks, especially when we're starting to get a little bit of a green flag run going?
I say we should start really seeing something break through within the next 10 laps or so. I mean, we've already seen it during stage one. I'm just going to be very curious to see how many people we see adopt that outside groove, because you're going to have such a better runoff than you will on the bottom, especially as we get to the end.
Yeah, Jurassic really took it to the outside right there. Woo! Baby, and I want you to look at this right here. Yeah, I mean, Wood never blinked. Not one instant right there with Jurassic making that move and just basically sliding across his nose right there. And Wood, I mean, just rub his eye a little bit. I mean, he almost wrecked himself off your nose, but he don't care at this point. He is just zoned in right now and just basically just riding it out and just logging some laps. And Jurassic made that move, but it didn't work out for him. Now he's going to fall back into the clutches of MDW.
And you love to see it there. MDW, he is just chilling inside of that sim here tonight. Not really laying a lot of pressure on himself. He's just chilling back there. Knows he's coming off a great couple of weeks here in this Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series. Guys, we're here live every Friday night at 9 p.m. and you get to see more of this action. You go ahead and hit that subscribe and notification bell. We'll be here every week to see more of this action as we watch the 38 machine on the low side of the racetrack. That's Ryan Johnson, Mr. Sacco on the top side of the racetrack, and he'll make that move, get that spot across that start-finish line into one, make it 91 as we keep it moving and grooving in stage number 2.
As my buddy Will just said, make sure you like and subscribe. Ring my bell here for NASRA if you want to find out all the good stuff. And obviously got a lot of great stuff going on here with NASRA. Obviously the Monday series, DSR Electric Truck Series. Kind of, I'd say, middle of the road for their regular season. getting fired up and get going. Obviously, Tuesdays, waiting to hear about the Blanchard's Towing Xfinity Series. Hopefully, we'll be coming back. Wednesdays, you want to see me race and wreck, probably. The NASRA Cup Series, going to be at Phoenix this Wednesday. Thursdays is usually when the Hot Lap podcast gets kicked off. Hopefully, it will be joining us here very soon. And then, obviously, here on Fridays, which is why you're all here. A lot of you is here. That's concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series. You get it 5 nights a week here with NASRA. Kohik trying to go farther up through the field. He's back there in the 13th spot trying to find a way around Newton. He's able to jump up to the 12th spot and go after Peterson. Newton almost tags DW right there off 4.
Oh, and you feel the beef right there as he briefly adjusts his equipment inside of that sim. He's a little bit more heated as we've seen him here earlier on in this race. We might have a bit of beef here at Miami, and it's that Kanye Asada style beef here in the 305.
Yeah, good possibility out of all that. Everybody making moves. Kohik jumps to the top side. Here comes Wood down to the inside lane. Robbie Richards tries to work the inside lane as well. Thomas goes up top. Peterson goes up there with him. All kinds of battling going on over the place.
Whoa.
Listening to this broadcast, this is why it needs to be the regular season finale. This is why it needs to be there. Not the 4th race in the season, son. This is why it needs to be the end of it.
Yeah, I don't think we need to go out to the desert anymore. Have it decided here on the beach, South Beach, that is. The season starts in Florida. It should end in Florida as well. As we watch the animal of Keith Bradley in that 29 machine. He is knocking on another good run here tonight. We see some guys just outside of that top 10. MDW, Robbie Richards, Grant Peterson, our 10th truck on the racetrack right now. Steven Thomas just up there. Mr. Sacco. We see a lot of guys just trying to creep up that grid, but nobody has even come close to the 1972 Dolphin performance of Holden McGill here tonight, who's still a race leader, 95 laps in.
Rock Hill, South Carolina's Holden McGill still leads. Brian Chew trying to hold on up here inside the top 5. He better watch his inside lane. Here comes Jurassic. Jurassic tries to get around. He's able to find a way. Tidy Horse Ryan Johnson trying to find there. Sacco right behind him as well. Now Chew jumps up top. Stays up there. Jurassic goes up. Here comes Sacco down on the inside lane. Tidy Horse trying to follow him as well. Good battle right here. Just outside.
Ooh, as everybody had a little do-si-do moment right there as they were coming off the corner, went single file, and now we're right back out. There's Mr. Sacco to the low side of the racetrack. Brian Chew, he slipped back just a little bit from the earlier run we saw out of that 51 machine, now in that 7th spot. But these guys are losing more and more of that speed, Jake. You don't want to see that here as we're creeping down to the end of stage number 2.
There goes Scruggs up to the top side. He's going to get a battle now. Here comes Dylan Cardenas. They're going to slip back about a second from Holden McGill. McGill tried to, I mean, honestly, he has got clean air and he is checking out. And this right here is the longest green flag run that we have had so far this evening. Scruggs tried to get around, or Cardenas tried to get around him. And then, honestly, that's just the littlest battle right there, honestly, for the 2nd spot. And then after that, you look back here, you got 5, 6, 7 different trucks trying to go after the 3rd spot, or 4th spot, rather. Is there you see Tidy Horse Ryan Johnson. He looks down to the inside of Keith Bradley for 5th.
Yeah, and this is exactly what you want to do here at this point in this race. You know that you don't have the same truck as Holden McGill. You can't let that discourage you inside of that cockpit. You just have to keep it moving, keep it grooving, battling for positions. I mentioned that a lot here, moving and grooving. That's what you want to do. Holden McGill is fast. We all know that here. But if you can still get a top 5, top 3, top 10, Jake, you can walk out of Homestead with your held high, knowing that you've accomplished something. You survived about 8 cautions we've had here tonight as the 15 machine of Cardenas is still battling out for the top 3. You see these guys, they're throwing body shot after body shot at one another, and this is for a second. They know that Holden McGill is just in a class of his own tonight.
Yeah, I mean, really throwing some haymakers out there behind them. You got Sacco, Peterson, Chew. They were back there 3 wide for a moment, trying to get around.
Whoa, man.
26. not stuck up there on the top side, trying to get around him as they will slide right by him. Actually, actually that is Cody Knott. Actually, he was the beer buddy this week. Great talk right there with the vice president of NASRA as Peterson slides. Sacco jumps to the inside. Wood trying to go 3 wide as well. Coming around this time. 5 to go in stage number 2, presented by the Glass Mechanic. And remember, Will, no caution. No caution. Unless there is a race caution. No caution here at the end of stage 2.
As you just saw, the 30 of Grant Peterson got a little too fast, too furious off that corner. The tail end slid just a little bit, like I see you in South Beach here in that 30. As right now, that pack is still led by Mr. Sacco as we ride on board with the 67 machine. He's trying to hold back a pack of dogs behind him right there with MDW Brian Chu in that 30 machine of Peterson. We'll look back further on the grid. We have some guys that have had great runs here tonight outside of our leader of Holden McGill. Look at Luke Smith, a name we don't call out a lot here. The 83, he's up inside that top 15. We also look at Kohik on the opposite side of the coin, now down 6 spots from the earlier runs we saw out of that 04.
Live chat's getting stale, people. Holler at us. Let us know what you think about this right here. Come on, baby. Oh, really? Yeah, we've already got beef. We've got beef. Ring the bell, Dean. Ring the bell. We've got beef already. He just said that, oh, yeah, Formula 1 qualified is just fixing to start right there. That will end up making somebody flip the beef right there. He's talking about ending the stream. Are you serious, Dean? You cannot be... Come on, Dean, are you serious? Come on, give me a minute. Hang on. Here it is, right here. For
we got
you, Dean.
beef right here, Joe.
There you go, Dean. That is for you right there. Got beef already with the chat and everything else. Come on, light that bad boy up.
This is just not good enough.
As y'all talk about the sizzling fajita beef you guys are cooking over there, we're going to ride on board with the 83 machine of Luke Smith. We get another shot of Midtown the Unicorn. I said that right. Midtown the Unicorn on the hood of the 83 machine. We'll jump back up just a little bit further up the grid. We'll jump back on board the 21 machine of MDW. You see he's got a little bit more intensity on that wheel than he did earlier on in this race. As we're creeping it down here, 1 lap to go in stage number 2.
Coming around this time right here, this is actually 2 to go. It will be 1 to go here at the line. And Holden McGill is holding on. Rock Hill, South Carolina. He won stage 1. Looks like he's going to be able to pull it off. And win stage number 2, presented by the Glass Mechanic. Down to the inside, Holden McGill. 3rd. He's all the way up front. Gained 2 spots. That's what you want to do, baby. Led 76 laps of the 105 that is red here tonight. And there you see all the stats for Holden McGill. And McGill's going to dive it down into turn number 3. And caution is on the speedway. Somebody wrecked. Somebody wrecked and brought it out. That was supposed to stay green, but caution is out. Dang. And there you see Dane Hagen in the 39. He brings out the caution. Here, or another Surf Pro caution to end stage 2.
Stage 2. He's like, screw you, I'm getting it.
And you see the heavy damage to the back of that 39 machine as we check out that Pulse Poppers instant replay. See what happens on the 39 machine here, Jake, as we're winding down that stage. We were just about to call it as the 39 looks as though he may have had those solo dolo issues that we've seen here tonight, just all by himself. And that NASA machine, he gets a little bit of a love tap from the 51 coming off of 2. You see it right there. I think just ran out of racetrack at the 39. It looks to me, though, Jake, he was holding on to that truck. I think that truck was just sputtering to end this stage, and unfortunately just didn't see a very fast truck in the 51.
Yeah, and I mean, from what I saw right there, honestly, it kind of looked like maybe Brian Chew just snaps loose, comes down, gets him in the door. Could possibly be an EOL penalty. We talked about that as well. Could possibly get an EOL. Could bust him right there. Obviously, Brian Chew all the way up there at the front could cost him right here. Everybody jumping in their boxes. And, folks, I tell you what, since we got that opportunity real quick, we're going to take a quick commercial break. That way we've got time to bring back your Stage 1 and Stage 2 winner. Holden McGill will re-rack them for you. Coming back here from Homestead. Stay with us.
Yeah, all right. I'm putting the picture
I had
of Formula
to-
1 qualifying up in the corner.
I knew you would. I knew you would, you asshole. I knew you
No,
would.
I'm not going to be distracted. It's just qualifying. It's okay. Not the end of the world. Hey, I got a brisket cooking too. It needs to be turned.
Try to bring Holden up here.
I got to go turn the brisket.
Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy, we're under commercial right now. We tried to get you interviewed, but we didn't know. We thought we might actually get a chance to do it, but
Oh, yeah, you're
it's
good. It
this
never
time
feels
we-
good at caution right at
Yeah.
it.
By the way, Holden, if you get more than 2 or 3 seconds up the road, we're going to give you an EOL.
Yeah.
Just for the hell of it.
I mean, I'm having a hard time doing that.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
They're keeping me honest.
Do you want me to play it? Do I need to play it? Do I need to play the soundbite?
It'll
Okay.
it'll be a fan thing. What we're gonna do with the fans now, if the fans all upvote to a driver that's too far up the road or something like that, if they make a donation.
You're making it. Hey,
make a
you say it's hard
donation,
for you? You say it's hard for you?
got beef right here, Joe.
That's for you, Holden. Right there, baby. That's for
Let's
you.
go back live.
Okay.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Folks, we're back here with the 213somewhere.com 225. Got Holden McGill up here. Holden's kind of flipping out a little bit because I flipped the We Got Beef soundboard on him while we was under commercial. And Holden, the reason I say that, you were talking about that, they're keeping you honest, baby, but stage 1, stage 2, you made it look easy, to be honest with me.
It might have looked easy, but it sure wasn't. I felt like, at least that last run, I felt like I just kind of got out of reach from the draft, but I couldn't really get any further.
Holden, what's it going to take to try to get stage 3 win right here, baby? What's it going to take?
Hitting my marks, try to do the same thing I've been doing, and maybe a little bit of luck.
Damn 4. Keep it clean, baby. See what happens, Holden. Good luck.
Thanks, guys.
Let him slide right back on down there real quick. Here we go. Green flag in the air. Final stage. Here for the concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series 213somewhere.com 225. McGill was able to beat them all off pit road. He's trying to check out again. Cardenas, Jurassic, they almost get up into the wall. Scruggs down to the inside off 2.
Whoa, here we go. It is the Miami Heat, that Miami Vice that we're used to here in the 305. We had a little bit of a window, the eye of the hurricane here in Florida, where everything was calm. It was chill. It was spread out, but not now. We are bumper to bumper, nose to tail inside of that top 5. Holden McGill was jamming out to Leonard Skinner, a little bit of a free bird, but now he has to focus in as we're off of 2 down the backstretch.
Scruggs down on the inside. He has got a pair of champions working to his outside. Keith Bradley up there, as well as Tiny Horse. Ryan Johnson. Johnson looks high, tries to make something happen. Right behind him, Nick Succo trying to find a hole as well. Tiny Horse thinks different, jumps down, gets right in behind him. Oh, Tiny Horse gets loose, able to save it. He still gets loose. He is turn tracking it off turn 4. He was able to save it, but that is going to cost him. Everybody's going to slip by. Nope. One truck slid by him. That was Nick Sacco, as now I believe that is MDW trying to work around Tiny Horse.
That was a little bit of ice, baby. Too cold, because that was a cold move out of the 38 of Ryan Johnson. What a great way to save that truck, as we're going to ride on board the 21 machine. MDW finds himself on the high side of the racetrack, but that's not where we want to be right now, as we're off of 4 as he almost gets collected. We're single file on the high side of the racetrack going into the corner.
Yeah, obviously, hard racing all the way around. There you see it. Wood trying to hold on, with Tiny Horse still working to his inside. Check out Adam Newton back there right behind him. Got Kohik there, and Peterson, kind of the meat and the sandwich right now, just right here in front of all of it, right here stuck in the middle. There's T. Bruce, Tristan Bruce. He didn't get stage 2, baby. Kristen, he didn't get stage 2, but he is freaking stage 3 is little contact up here right in front of Tristan Bruce. With
wow.
Kohik Still door banging, but now they get it straightened back out. Kohick up top, Newton down on the bottom off 2.
And Kohick, just like the University of Texas in that playoff game, can see his winning chances slowly drifting away as the 04 is sliding back. Now finds himself in that 10th position. Still a good run, but he was a top 5 truck here earlier on in this race. And folks, just to go back to that previous caution, Brian True now finds himself down in that 22nd position. Must have been something served from that caution there, Jake, because he is way back in the grid from where he was when that caution flag flew.
Yeah, and another one was Buzzy Mongold. He must have, well, actually, he got a black flag, so he got busted on speed or for speeding or probably entering or something happened with Buzzy, so he gets slipped back. There you see riding on board with Tristan Bruce. Down to his inside is Luke Smith trying to find a way to get around him. Behind them, Robbie Richards back here in the mix as well. Whoa, Tiny Horse gets up into the fence. He's got to gather it back up. He was trying to get around Sacco and Scruggs, but now here comes Peterson. He's going to get a shot. As there you see Kohick, Newton up top, Tristan Bruce right behind him, Luke Smith as well. I'm telling you, baby, they still fatting them out here at Homestead.
Oh, but you can start to feel the intensity revving up as we're going to ride on board the 30 machine of Grant Peterson. He's been a top 5 truck all night long. Shout out to Lionel Richie. But here comes the animal in the 29 machine. He is hungry like a wolf. Holden McGill is not finding himself in the penthouse position here in this stage. He's starting to feel a little bit more pressure here as this race counts down as we're on board with the 83 off of 2.
Yeah, and there you see Tristan Bruce up top. Peterson gets a little bit sideways. Now Tristan tries to figure out a way. He wanted to jump to the bottom. Can't do it. Luke Smith down there. I'm telling you, Murph's got to be making some CJ, I'm telling you, Murph's got to have some serious money because he has got he's got that unicorn all over all of these trucks. Literally, Murphy is supporting here tonight here at Homestead.
I think we have CJ.
And CJ must be just shocked as I'll get out when all of that, because he's probably even shocked just as much
Comes the 15.
As we are, baby. As here we go, Cardenas.
Here he comes.
Trying to get up here with Holden McGill. Battle for the lead, going into 3 and 4.
He's not holding back. He is trying to be the new race leader, as DJ Khaled once said in another one, as he's trying to take this lead into 1 and 2 right on the back bumper of that 33 machine. And Jake, I got to say, this is the most pressure the 33 has felt all race long as we're off of 2. Now, my question to you here, Jake, oh my goodness, as the 15 almost brushes that top side wall, could this just be a little bit of a cat and mouse game from the 33, knowing that he's a longer run here to take home that checkered flag? Could he be holding back just a little bit?
It's a very good possibility. He could be holding back just a little bit. Obviously holding back, Holden McGill. Honestly, you can't even write that stuff right there. It just pops up that way. But I think he is holding back a little bit. He blinks a little bit. And, but yeah, I think he's honestly holding back a little bit, trying not to get too crazy, because if he ends up stepping on the gas, we talked to CJ Fonda about that. We've talked to other drivers about that. And we all know what Homestead will do. It will eat these tires up. It will make it hard on these drivers. So, if you push it a little bit too much, it's going to cost you on the back end of it. And, from what we saw as far as the 80% fuel capacity and everything, CJ, I'll bring you in right here. When would you pit right here? Can they make it on one stop? I would think they can make it on one stop. What do you think?
I think it's possible, but pitting strategy has always been my Achilles heel. But I will tell you that I have definitely pulled out my notepad and I am taking a bunch of notes. And I'm also going to add a prediction that whoever wins this is going to be the one who gets that outside check down, because they're going to get that good solid runoff, especially whenever the tires deplete. But definitely, I think that we're going to see one hell of a finish.
Yeah, and CJ, I was asking a while ago, we saw Luke Smith. He's got, the Merce Magical Creations on there. Adam Newton, obviously, he's supporting it as well. Obviously, Murphy is a very, very good sponsor here with NASRA. It's just amazing. Are you surprised to see Murph's logo on all of these trucks with so many of them?
Not at all. If you actually met the man behind the creations, it's amazing that he hasn't gotten a patent and he isn't on some kind of billboard in NASCAR. He's an excellent guy. He gets amazing stuff done. And
trophies, doesn't he?
And he's a very good personal friend of mine, and I'm blessed to have him in my life as far as that's concerned. But he's awesome. I love seeing him. I love seeing his creations. I think that we're going to see him as one of the primary sponsors in the league before it's all said and done.
NASCAR, I know you heard that, baby. He needs to be working for NASCAR. Murphy from Murph's Magical Creations, as Dylan Cardenas trying to make a creation and get him a win here tonight, as we'll go side by side and let's thank some sponsors here with NASRA and see kind of what we got. Screw it, why not? Murphy, Murph's Magical Creations obviously does a whole lot for NASRA, obviously. Does some creations, obviously, for trophies and everything else with the engraving. There you see some of that right there. Has made trophies here in NASRA for some of the big races that we've had. And there you see how to get in touch with him right there. Murph's Magical Creations at hotmail.com. And then there's the telephone number to get in touch with old Murphy right there. You want any awesome creations? There's your contact information. Get with old Murphy. And I might have to use that number, Will, to be honest with you. I got to get that number. I got to use it to get in contact with him, get him on the podcast, because I heard it would be a fantastic episode. I heard it would actually get a little crazy.
Absolutely. I just want to know how we book Midtown the Unicorn for shows, because I would love to have Midtown the mascot at some events as we watch that 15 machine of Cardenas still knocking on that leader. We have just about 25 laps to go here tonight, Jake, here at Homestead. And boy, Murph's Magical Creations has gotten a shout out because, as you mentioned, he is on just about every truck here tonight, but trucks that have had great runs, great drivers here this race as the 15's trying once again for that race lead.
Yeah, it's been a long race. Shout out to the Florida native of Tom Petty. Obviously sung Love is a Long Road. Well, I'll tell you what, you win the race, you got to be loved, and you got to be full of love to be able to get the win. But it is a long, long road of 225 miles here. 25 laps to go. Searching for that one pit stop that everybody's going to have to probably make right here to get it done. And Cardenas, McGill, CJ, I'll bring you in one more time. Baby.
Whoa.
I mean, what are you thinking right here as Cardenas? Are you wanting to try to leapfrog him at this point, or are you just going to try to follow him all the way?
I would just follow him all the way and save your tires as much as possible. Give the image that he has nothing, don't put any pressure on him. And that way, at the end of it, you can just push as hard as you can and try to get it done.
Sounds like a plan, baby, from CJ Fondale. We'll see what happens as McGill's able to jump down to the bottom side. Here comes Jordan Durasic, last season's champion, working to the top side. He's going to try to follow.
Whoa, caution.
Is out, and that changes everything.
Wow. It absolutely does. It kills the momentum of the 15 of Cardenas, who is still right there. Holden McGill was feeling the pressure. Now, if he can take off on this restart, we might have a whole different ending. But let's check out this Pulse Poppers instant replay to see what it brought out. Our double-digit caution of the night. And, guys, it's going to be involved with some of these guys we've called out here a few times here tonight. That's Joshua Rodriguez and the 4 of Adam Newbert. We'll see what happens here, Jake. Doesn't look like anything occurs just yet, and there it is, just the lightest of touches on the inside. Fender sends the 1 spinning down the inside of the racetrack, and it's just the most incidental contact that you could see.
Yeah, but I mean, he done it to himself, honestly, right there. I mean, he turned down right there. Rodriguez turned himself. Dean, really? Dean's sitting there. Okay. We're gonna have a little side bet right here with Dean.
It didn't turn left.
Well, I tell you what. I've seen that right there numerous times, and you can ask Adam Newton the same thing. The same thing happened to me at Michigan. In the Monday Night DSR Electric Truck Series about 2 seasons ago. That side draft, possibly side draft right there, basically pulled Rodriguez into Newbert right there. I think that's what it was. So I would honestly, I would look at that as a racing incident because that's exactly what it looked like right there. He was turning right. Newbert looked like he was turning straight, and the side draft just basically sucked him straight into him and just spun him right around. So here we go. Everybody coming down. Final pit stop right here. Is Holden McGill going to be able to beat everybody off pit road? You see Wood back there. Cardenas trying to beat him out. It ain't gonna happen. Holden McGill will beat them all off a pit road. Look like Brian Chew might have took 2 tires or stayed out, one of the 2. We'll see how this all plays out right here for the final 20 laps, folks. We're gonna take one more commercial break. Don't go anywhere. You've been watching the Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series live here on the NASRA 360 Racing Network.
Yeah, don't know.
I would also add
I
that,
know what I'm talking about.
yeah, like whenever somebody's running you that freaking tight, you just need to be as close to that wall and focus on the wall only. Because if you even just dip down just a hair, you're going to get clipped because it's going to get arrow tight and pull you in.
Well, see, that same thing happened to me at Michigan with Newton. He was trying to side draft me going into 3, and I was on the top side, and I had it turning right, and Newton had it straight, and the damn side draft, it literally just sucked his truck straight into mine, spun my ass all the way around.
5, 4,
So.
3, 2, 1.
Well, Hollow Daddy, Brian Chew up here at the front. We'll see how this ends up working out for him. And there you saw a while ago, we would do the 20 to go, but we already done that, which was Premier Racing Setups. You need one, you know where to go, PremierRacingSetups.com. And obviously enter either one of 2 codes, either NASRA, N-A-S-R-A, or Jake57, that's J-A-K-E 57. Get 15% off your entire order. Pretty good little discount right there for some of our folks here at NASRA. And I tell you, as I say each and every week, you want to race the setups that the Redneck Announcer races, go check them out. PremierRacingSetups.com. Also subscribe and like the NASRA 360 Racing Network. If you love it, you love it, love it, love it, baby. I got a feeling we're going to love this finish right here. 20 laps to go. Brian Chew, Holden McGill, Dylan Cardenas, Jordan Jurassic, top 4. Keith Bradley, Nick Sacco up there 5th and 6th. MDW, Owen Scrage started 44th. He is up here inside the top 10 with Dustin Scruggs and Tiny Horse Ryan Johnson. Green flag in the air, 20 to go up front. Brian Chew's trying to go. Jurassic's going to go 3 wide. They're going to hang Chew out. Jurassic to the inside at Mike Cost. Holden McGill, they're 4 wide back there.
Caution's out. Caution. Caution's out once again as Brian Chew was singing the Florida native Tom Petty free falling down the grid. That caution flag may have been the Titanic lifeboat that he needed right there, Jake, as we have now made it 11 cautions here tonight.
Yeah, Justin White, we saw him just a second ago. Looked like he got involved in it. Get a Points Poppers instant replay, kind of see what happens. And it looks like somebody might have snapped loose right there in front of him. Looks like Robbie Richards right here in the 48. See him right here in front of Justin White. No, folks, he is not from Scotland. He might be from Scotland, Alabama, if that's even a place, but I believe Alabama. There you see Richards just snaps loose right there on that top side. Maybe hit that seam right there. CJ, there's that seam, CJ, right there on that top side. That seam will really snap you loose in an instant.
Absolutely, and I'll bring our driver analyst CJ Fonda in on this as well. And CJ, we've seen it now numerous times on these restarts. What would you say is the hardest part about getting these trucks going at a track that has such a short straight?
For me, it's not necessarily getting yourself going, but you get so apprehensive of what's behind you and you lose focus on your initial start. So it's that you get so concerned that you're going to get railroaded behind you that you actually muck yourself up.
And we saw it right there on that replay as we ride on board with the 78 of Jeff Sickles. And the 48, that's exactly as you described it there. He felt that pressure from behind, and he just got a little sketched out, sort of say, of the situation, got that little bump. He could feel the pressure, and then he tried to get on the gas himself. Unfortunately, gets sideways. And, Jake, we've seen it a few times here tonight. Just really great trucks just get piled up here on these restarts.
And if you look at the starts, it's never anybody on the very back of the field because they have nothing to worry about. They generally always have a good solid start.
And you saw right there where Richards was, what I was asking CJ about a while ago. You saw that seam right there that he was running on. That seam will cause a lot of issues. It will cause drivers to snap loose. And watch Richards right here as you're riding on board with him right now. Watch what happens. He's up here on this top side. He is going to straddle this seam right here. And then once you get that seam, it will snap you loose 9 ways to Sunday. There is, seams all over this track. And just how worn out it is. And hopefully they never repave this sucker because it is an awesome racetrack. But there you see right there, snaps loose, and then everybody's just along for the ride. Buzzy Mongo gets involved. Justin White gets involved. Numerous drivers getting involved over just something that is simple, and it's nothing to Robbie Richards' fault. It's just one of them things. I mean, it's just one of them things right here with iRacing and racing in general.
Absolutely, and it's on a track like this too. You want to go 3 wide. You want to try to go for those positions. We watch again here. We're going to ride on board the 97 Buzzy Mongold. Oh my goodness, he almost avoided it right there. And Jake, this just puts another bit more of excitement in a race that has has lived up to the South Beach moniker of Homestead. Miami Speedway has been exciting from the jump, has been high octane. We've had 11 cautions. It has been everything you could want in a South Florida race, and we still have 17 laps to go.
You see your race recap, 134 of 150 laps. Leader Jordan Jurassic, 11 cautions. And I'll be damned, we got a lead change. How about that? It was a goose egg earlier, but we got one finally. I guess Jurassic has to get up there and lead it for it to change. Green flag in the air. Jurassic gasses up. McGill, who had the lead, but he lost the lead at this point. After all that with Brian Shue, it straight up cost him. He has got to have to work his tail off to get back up here as he works to the inside of Cardenas. Jurassic trying to check out off turn 2.
There is no more time for fun and games. This is where you make that money. As Tyrese once said, my pockets ain't empty, cuz, and you don't want to leave this race with empty pockets. As right now, Mr. Sacco is going to go to the inside of the 29 machine of Keith Bradley. This is for the 4th spot going into 1 and 2. 15 laps to go. You have to try to make those moves. Holden McGill on that 33 machine. He is on the low side of the racetrack as well. Now finds himself in the lowest position he has all night long. Down the backstretch, our leader, Jurassic, into 3 and 4.
Yeah, they're absolutely doing it good right now. As Cardenas able to work to the outside. Here comes the animal. Keith Bradley up on the top side, trying to get a run. Cardenas, he's down on the bottom side.
Whoa, watch out.
Gets loose.
Watch out.
Bradley trying to get a run, but he thinks different of it. He'll fall right back in line behind Holden McGill. McGill goes up the track. Now Bradley jumps down to the bottom side. Everybody, like I was saying earlier, throwing haymakers right here with 14 laps to go in the 213simware.com 225.
As Mr. Sacco goes tumbling off the top side of the cage there, now down in the 6th position. We're right on board with MDW, a guy that has been Mr. Vanilla Ice too cold here tonight in that simulator. Now inside of the top 5. The 21 machines trying to go back to back here in the concerns of police survivors truck series. He goes to the inside, another position in the books, but here comes Holden McGill. He has been in the penthouse position the majority of tonight's race. Now finds himself in quite a battle into 3 and 4.
Seeing a lot out there on the live chat. A lot of them pulling for old Tristan Bruce right now. He's currently sitting back in the 11th spot. Cheddar Smith out there. All you got to do is win the money and I'll buy you a new one. He's talking about his FPS, his frames is very much down. So everything is very difficult right now for Tristan Bruce trying to get back up here and get going. But Jurassic, he's got to watch his back door. Obviously, last season's champ has the lead. McGill was able to get around Cardenas. Keith Bradley trying to find a way around him. Wood down on his outside. Here comes Bradley. Bradley works on the outside lane. Cardenas down on the bottom as Jurassic leads through 3 and 4. There you see him start to fan out going through 3 and 4.
Yeah, Jurassic's in the perfect spot right now. He can look in that rear view. He can see these guys scrapping it out 4 positions behind him. He does not want to see that yellow light blink at all here at Homestead as the 29 machine of Keith Bradley high side on the racetrack. He is up there with Sacco. He is up there with a 15 as well. They're door to door. We're 2 by 2 down the backstretch into 3 and 4, starting to gain ground on the 33 machine of Holden McGill, who's currently second. We look just outside of that top 5. Sacco 6, Johnson 7th, Cohick 8th, Newton 9th, and Tristan Bruce now inside that top 10.
Yeah, a lot of them making moves as well. Keith Bradley up on that top side trying to go as well. He's got Wood right behind him. Here comes Wood. Here comes Bradley. Right behind him, Sacco. Sacco on the top side. Tiny Horse Ryan Johnson got back up in the middle of this as well. Oh, I'm telling you, this is the battle right here. If this was the battle for the race win, this would be absolutely fantastic. But Jordan trying to check out as well. And there you see Coach Matt out there in the live chat as well. Jurassic and his mustache are locked in, baby. He is locked in, trying to check out half a second right now. He's 80s Kappa from what our Australian Dean Hopkins says right there. As did I say that right, Dean?
He's cop. Police officer.
Whoa, watch out!
Look at it. Cardenas slides up in front of Keith Bradley.
As one of these guys might be eating Vegemite here tonight, depending on how their night plays out. As Cardenas on the low side of the racetrack, Keith Bradley, we know he loves to eat, but not topside walls, as he almost bounces into it off of 4. We have 8 laps to go here into 1 and 2.
Yeah, a lot of them making moves right now. Jurassic still got a half a second lead. Cardenas back there in the 3rd spot. Keith Bradley still slicing and dicing. Sacco behind him. Tiny Horse trying to muster something up, get him a top 5 out of all this. But he'll have to slide back. Sacco's going to hold on to the 5th spot. Now Tiny Horse has got Wood behind him. And Thomas Kohick, we haven't talked a whole lot about him, but he's been very consistent here tonight, up here inside the top 10. Newton and Thomas, the top 10 all the way through. But Kohick has really surprised me. One of the new guys here in the Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series, and doing a fantastic job here this evening.
Oh, as we look at this race playing out, 7 laps to go. Drivers know the time is ticking down. You're running out of laps. You're running out of time to try to make a run on our leader, Jurassic. Jurassic, who's been a top 5 truck majority of the night, snatched that lead away from Holden McGill in that 33. We're coming down off of 4. We're going to make it 6 laps to go. We're going to ride on board with Ryan Johnson in that 38. Who's had a great night here tonight, Jake. Let's see if he can hold on and take on that top 5.
Yeah, we'll see what he gets right here. Is Tiny Horse up there as well, coming around this time. 5 laps to go. Jurassic still holding on. I would not be surprised, though, folks, to see a late race.
Here he comes. Here he comes.
Point. I would not be surprised one bit. Here we go. Keith Bradley up top. Wood down there on the bottom side. Wood trying to make a run, but Bradley up top thinks he might get a run. Wood slides up. He's able to hold on, but no. Keith Bradley will get that run. He'll hold on to the 6th spot. Wood's keeping him honest right here. 5 laps to go. Jurassic's got to go 5 more laps, and he will lock himself into the playoffs.
As it feels like the lights have dimmed, the bass in trouble has gotten heavy. I hear the briefest tone of EDM music in the background. We are that close to party time here at Homestead Miami Speedway. Jordan Jurassic with just about 4 laps to go. Here he comes.
Back in the back.
We have a spinner. No caution yet. No caution. Still leading the race, though. Still leading it by over a second into 1 and 2.
Wow, Keith Bradley got up into the fence, and Wood tagged him in the back end, trying to get on the brakes, but wasn't able to do it. So Keith Bradley is going to lose numerous spots out of all that exchange. He goes just outside the top 10, sitting back in the 13th spot. But here comes Sacco to the inside of Tiny Horse Ryan Johnson. Battle for 4th. Nick Sacco coming on as of late, trying to run down Cardenas.
Whoa.
Tiny Horse.
Wow, right there as we cross the line. Rest in peace to Dale Earnhardt, because we have 3 laps to go here in the 3:05. It looks as though Jurassic's doing everything right here as this race is winding down. It could just be a battle for the top 5 as we're into 3 and 4.
I'm telling you, Holden McGill was trying to figure out a way to try to get around Dylan Cardenas, not able to do it. But now he's going to work to the inside. Cardenas up top, tries to pull the slide. Cardenas still in the gas. McGill gets in the fence. Cardenas down to the inside. He's going to go for 2nd. Jurassic's got it all up front. He is straight up gone right now, over a 2.5 over this battle. And Jurassic is praying no caution right here, Will. No caution.
Jurassic is feeling fantastic. Jake watching this in his rear view. Y'all boys battle it out for the first runner-up. I'm going to be partying in victory lane as Holden McGill, you start to see just the briefest of frustrations leaking out of that 33 as he is door banging the 15 for that second spot, as right behind him a truck gets sideways. We have 1 lap to go, Jake.
White flag is in the air, and Jordan Durasic, a 2.5 lead. As long as he doesn't get caught up in any lap traffic, he's got this sucker in the bag. Down to the inside, Buzzy Mongold, the lap truck they're trying to get around. And Cardenas and McGill are straight up driving like they're on a quarter-mile dirt track. McGill jumps down to the inside, Cardenas up top, but up front. Last season's champion, gonna lock himself into the playoffs, baby, in South Florida and Miami. Jordan Durasic gets it done from the outside pole. Jordan Durasic wins here tonight at Homestead. Dylan Cardenas was able to beat Holden McGill by 3/1000ths of a second to get second. McGill gets third. Tiny Horse Ryan Johnson gets fourth. Nick Sacco gets fifth. Whew, baby, I love Homestead. That's why it's always fiery around here.
Oh, and he's paying for wings tonight at Hooters. As you saw, the Hooters across that fire suit, and he's getting the love from the rest of the field, and you love to see that, Jake. Just the respect they have for last season's champion, Jordan Durasic, who's feeling fantastic out of Port Lavaca, Texas. He is our race winner, as Dylan Cardenas, as you mentioned. Holden McGill, a man who tried to do everything, had everything in the bag, comes home third here tonight as we watch the 6 start the celebration on the front stretch. Gonna burn it down here in the 305.
How about that right there? Last season's champ, the power of the mustache, gets it done here tonight. Jordan Durasic over in 1 and 2, gonna spin it back around. And thank the virtual fans, I guess you could say, here at Homestead, Miami. Work his way back down the front stretch. Obviously, like we said, start on the outside pole at 26 laps here tonight at the 213simware.com 225. And doing a kind of a Polish victory lap, I guess you could say, going down the front stretch right here, just saluting everybody. And now he's going to spin it around. The power of the mustache finally gasses it up. He got me thinking he wasn't going to be able to do it, or he wasn't going to do it, but he decided to burn it down anyway. Son, you ain't going to need them tires anyway. You are absolutely done. And the past champion resurrects himself here this evening, gets it done as he wins it. Jordan Durasic, Dylan Cardenas, Holden McGill, the top 3. Then you got Ryan Tiny Horse Johnson comes home 4th, Nick Sacco 5th, MDW Matthew David Wood comes home 6th. Thomas Kohick, a very quiet night, started 5th. He ends up finishing 7th. Adam Newton will finish 8th. Your pole setter, Dustin Scruggs, will finish 9th, and Stephen Thomas started 21st. He finishes 10th.
Look at Grant Peterson just outside of that top 10, going to come home 11th. Tristan Bruce, a lot of those number 3 fans out there in the chat watching along with us here, the NASRA 360 Racing Network, going to come home 12th. Great top 15 finish. Luke Smith 13th. Nathan Maurer, that'll win a rebound for the 971, Jake. A lot of times we called his names out in those caution flags. Going to come home with the top 15 as well. Adam Uber in that 4, going to finish 28 spots to the good here in this race. In that top 15 spot, the Animal going to come home 16th. Kyle Hess 17th. Robbie Richards 18th. Chris Blanchard out of nowhere going to get a top 20. And rounding out that top 20, a man who's going to have a lot of beef, a lot of frustration. Definitely not going to be partying on South Beach. Brian True in that 51 in that 20th spot.
The rest of these drivers are 1 lap down or more, with Raul Meza finishing 21st. Jeffrey Sickles will finish 22nd. Buzzy Mongo 23rd. Matt Cherry 24th. Owen Scrage, probably got his name wrong earlier, but he will finish in the 25th spot. Kevin Edwards will finish 26th. Hunt Wigginton gets 27th. Brandon Broadfoot 28th. Dade Hagan 29th. And Cody Knott rounds out the top 30.
Look at some drivers that wish this night would have gone better. In the 31st spot, we have Justin White, Matthew Cummins, 32nd, Mike Kostek in that 33rd spot, Brandon New in 34th, Ed Osborne 35th, Joshua Rodriguez. Boy, I feel like one of these weeks he's going to break through. Jake, we just got to wait for that one to get a complete race. Jeff Merck, same thing in that 60 machine, going to roll home here tonight, 37th. Lucas Lyons, 38th. Shane Trotter, Roll Raggy in that Scooby-Doo machine, 39th. And Isaac Bevan is going to be our 40th truck finishing here tonight.
And Jose Luis Rivera, Eric Zimmerman, Keith Haney, Jonathan Cofield, Devin Pater, the 45 drivers that started here this evening. TJ Moore was your race director. Well, folks, we're going to round up the podium finishers real quick. Send you to a commercial break, round them up, and talk with the podium finishers, baby. It was a good one here tonight at Homestead. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series live here on the NASRA 360 Racing Network. All right.
Yeah.
Up here. Cardenas, McGill.
Boy, this is fun.
Holden, I will go ahead and tell you, I am so sorry. It's my fault.
It's not.
It's all
Bullshit. It is
It's
my
news,
fault.
if anybody's.
Dean, I got my camera up. I don't know if you can see it.
Oh, no. Where's your camera?
It's on the driver cam channel.
No. I can't. Sorry. It needs to be
Okay.
in the.
Do you have a link? It is on the
I don't see it.
regular.
It didn't load
Yeah,
it properly.
I'll
Try-
join the
try
other
come
one
out,
that
come
you
back in
sent.
again.
I joined the other one.
I do want to point out that at one point, my Maine Coon had gotten into my office, and I was chasing him around, knocking every fucking thing off the shelf. trying to
Wait a second. Do what?
My Maine Coon cat. They're the size of a golden retriever.
What?
All right, we're
I
gonna
thought
go
you
live
meant like a
first. We don't have
raccoon.
any-
Yeah, that's what I thought too. Yeah.
So you all got copyright. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Folks, we're back here at Homestead. Got the podium finishers up here. Got Jordan Durasic, the power of the mustache, gets it done here tonight, baby. Jordan, last season's champion. Congratulations on the win. Tell us about your race.
Yeah, I mean, we were fighting hard just to even keep track position. We were taking care of our tires all race, and then I just needed that track position to get me up front, getting that clean air. And once we did, it was just game over for the rest of the field.
Will.
Jordan, just quite a performance. And what I liked most about this performance out of you here tonight, taking home that checkered flag, is you sort of held back earlier on in this race. You watched Holden McGill win essentially both stages. Did you kind of lay back and then know you had that later run here in this race?
In stage one, I did lay back. We were trying to save that one set. They pitted for some tires, so we saved that set. We fell back to about 13th. So we kind of stayed around there. And then stage two, we got our tires, and then we got in the wall at the start of stage two, fell back to around 15th, and then drove all the way back up to 4th. That's when I knew we had the race-winning cars, when we were able to just drive through the field like that, no problem on that long run. And then once we got through...
I was going to say, Jordan, if I could too, what I noticed there, as you were saying about that long run, on those restarts, if the leader could get to the inside and sort of check out there in those first couple laps, you really had clean air. And with about 13, 14 laps to go, that's exactly what you did there, that longer run. You checked out. Did you sort of feel the same thing on those restarts?
Yeah, once I got that clean air, I knew it was game over, because it's hard to pass here, especially if you don't got the car, you just need to save your tires. So I felt like we've had a bunch of practice here with the official lobbies here at Seat Fixed, and we had a couple wins. So I felt a good connection coming into this track. And man, I was telling the other guys earlier, man, I wish it was a championship race, but I mean, a win's still a win, so we're excited.
Baby, you ain't the only one. I honestly, I wish they would put Homestead as the final. I mean, not just NASRA, but everybody. I've said it numerous times, and I'll say it, obviously till the cows come home at this point. But Jordan Durasic ends up getting the win here tonight. Jordan, once again, congratulations on the win. And before we let you go, you got any sponsors, any shout-outs that you want to thank?
Yeah, I want to thank our partners on the truck today, Ruthless Racing and Scoot Car, JRB Designs. I mean, everybody associated with our team. We also got West Texas Pepper Traders. They're coming back for a second season after our championship last year. Everybody that wants to be associated with us, and Catch Fence Motorsports. I mean, it's It's a great time, and we're always going to go for the win. Like just like last week, it may have wrecked, try to go for the win, but I mean, we tried. So that's what we're all about. We're all about winning and not finishing second here.
All about winning, baby. That's how you do it. He was all about it here tonight. Jordan Jurassic gets the win, buddy. Appreciate your time. We'll see you next week.
Sure, have a good one.
That was Jordan Jurassic, last season's champion. Gets the win here tonight at Homestead. He'll lock himself into the playoffs. Go to second place, which is Dylan Cardenas. And Dylan, buddy, I'll tell you what, you had a pretty good little night for yourself. A little bit of door banging, bumper banging. Just beating the crap out of one another back there with Holden McGill. Tell us about your race.
Yeah, it was a solid race. I felt like I wish we would have been able to go green there to the end before that last caution came out. I felt like I had the winning car, unlike like Jordan says he did. But I don't know, really solid car. I just didn't have the short run speed there at the end. I was more of a mid to late run car or truck. But yeah, fighting Holden there at the end for P2 was a blast. I knew it was gonna be a little bit of bumping and banging there off of 4. Was just hoping I could manage second.
And Dylan, what we've noticed here to start off this season, just the consistency out of that Carhartt machine, another top 5, top 10 run out of you. How do you keep this momentum going here as a very long season? We're going to hit some tracks. We got Martinsville coming up, some very tricky atmospheres. How do you keep this consistency rolling in that machine?
Man, just staying out of trouble, honestly, just trying to not get in any trouble and just stay consistent with my laps, not force it anywhere. I'm still relatively new to iRacing, only had it about, I think, 5 months now, but yeah, just trying to stay consistent and get it done, really.
Another great run out of that 15. Speaking with Dylan Cardenas, and Dylan, top 3. You survived all that carnage. What I wanted to ask you, too, before we let you go here tonight, at a certain point, Holden McGill wins stage 1 and 2. Jordan Jurassic starts to separate. Does the mindset change at all? As you mentioned, you thought you had the truck that could win the race. Does it start to change a little bit, though, as you start to see the leaders separate, that maybe if I can just hold on to a top 3 or a second spot, that maybe this race is not so bad at the end?
Yeah, well, before that last call, or what was it, before the pits, I know Jordan went from 14th back to, or 15th or 16th up to 4th, and I saw him catching, and I thought, man, he really must have a really good long run car, but once he got to 4th, he kind of stalled out, and I was still trying to hunt down Holden, but, I mean, we were essentially running the same lap times, and then once that final caution came out, I knew that I was just going to be fighting for a top 30 and maybe top 2, hopefully, if my truck could come in there on the late run, and it did, and it worked out, and me and Holden had a heck of a battle there and managed to scrape a P2 out of it.
Well, how about that for old Dylan Cardenas? He's able to scrape it out, as he said just a second ago. Buddy, congratulations on that P2 finish. And before we let you go, you got any sponsors, any shout-outs that you want to thank?
Just shout out to the boys, Thomas, John, Matt, all the boys watching. I know Matt was watching. He couldn't make it tonight, but yeah, just shout out to them.
Shout out to the boys, baby.
Shout out to the
That's how we
boys.
do it. How about that? Dylan Cardenas ends up coming home second here tonight, buddy. Appreciate your time. We'll see you next week.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys.
That was Dylan Cardenas, comes home second. Now we'll go to the third place finisher. Holden, I'm sorry. Honestly, I feel like I might have jinxed you a little bit because I was, you won stage 1, stage 2, and I was sitting there, I was thinking, make it interesting, and then, damn, if you don't end up finishing third out of that, I feel like I am responsible a little bit for that, but tell us about your race.
Oh, you're not responsible for anything. There's somebody that is, but I'm not going to point him out right now.
Ooh.
But yeah, it was a great race right there to the end. Me and Dylan had a good time. It's just so many good runs lately and another gut punch at the end. But that's racing.
We got beef right here, Joe.
Do we have beef? Do we have beef?
Yeah, but he didn't do anything wrong. It didn't help me out any.
Holden, I swear it sounds like we're talking to Tony Stewart right now. Holden, you come home third, Boy, there's still a lot to take away, though, winning the first couple of stages. You walk away from this racetrack with a lot of playoff points, a lot of things to take away. I know it's disappointing, but can you still leave Homestead with a little bit of positive notes?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, so far this season, we've had good runs and hadn't really gotten the finish to show for it, but we finally finished on the podium, so that's a step in the right direction. And now that, after you saying it sounded like Tony Stewart, now I really want to say the thing, but I'm not sure if I
Well, it depends. It depends on what you got to say. What you gonna say?
I'm gonna bust his ass.
Oh!
That's what we want to hear. What- it'll be all right.
He didn't do anything wrong. I'm frustrated, but the worst part is he didn't do anything wrong. So what can I really be mad at? And Jordan just took advantage. So it's good on Jordan. And
Oh,
Hey.
whoever he's fixing to bust, be ready, baby. He's coming at you. But
I'm not. He's fine. It's frustrating, but he's fine. There's nothing coming.
We love to hear it, though. We love to hear it.
Hold'em Gill comes up third here tonight, baby. Hold'em, appreciate your time. And before we let you go, you got any sponsors, any shout-outs?
Yeah, Outlier Speedco, Express Esports, my guys with Speed Show. Thanks to the admins for doing their thing, and to y'all for putting the show on.
Well, Hold'em McGill comes home third here tonight. Not what you wanted, baby, but the podium finish, like you said, you'll take it. We'll see you next week, and congratulations on that third place finish.
Yep, y'all take it easy.
And folks, that was Hold'em McGill. And CJ will bring you in, baby. I mean, driver analyst, awesome job here tonight, buddy. Your final take on a fantastic race here tonight at Homestead.
Oh, it was a phenomenal race. Excellent effort out of everybody. I do want to point out, though, that it looks like our winner that did focus heavily on that outside line like I predicted. And I just would like to have known how focused he was on praying for not to have a caution come out. I wonder if he had any concerns that he would have made it if a caution had came out.
Oh, interesting right there.
Oh.
Well, buddy, always good to work with you, baby. Your final take here tonight at Homestead.
Boy, as I mentioned, just as the race was ending, it's been a pleasure here tonight again with Jake and our driver analyst, CJ Fonda, here on the NASRA 360 Racing Network. I think it's everything that we thought it was going to be. Homestead's one of those frantic racetracks, a lot of chaos, a lot of chaotic racing, a little bobbing and weaving here on the racetrack. We thought it was going to be Hold'em McGill just leading this whole race, but as we started to see this race play out, those longer runs, those shorter runs after those restarts, if you could get up there, put that 33 away, take that lead just as Jordan Jurassic did, you can take home that checkered flag. And there's some beef, there's some things that are sizzling, a little Kanye asada going on to next week. Jake, that's everything you want here on our Friday night, a feel-good Friday here on this race. Jake, I cannot wait for next week.
It's going to be a good one next week for sure. And Dean, obviously, the man behind, obviously with all the camera angles, does a fantastic job. Dean, your final take here tonight at Homestead, baby.
Sorry, Formula One's on. I'm just watching that at the moment. What was the question? Am I kidding? No, I'm not watching Formula One. Yeah, that was quite interesting. Certainly a lot of the changes there. Hold'em McGill can't be too upset with the fact that he got the P3 position because he got their stage wins, and that's crucial points, of course, early in the championship. MDW, 19 positions gained there, finishing P6 without all his car collection on camera as well too, and the rest of the field, it kind of will just switch to route. I'd have to say some gainers there with Nick Sarko there, finishing up 8 positions there in that P5 there. Old Tiny Horse there could have been battling for the win, but it settles for a P4 just outside the podium. And Stephen Thomas inside that top 10 with 23 positions, and the number 23 with 11 positions gained, in the same number as Tristan Bruce, ended up. Tristan Bruce with number 3 ended up finishing 12. There you go. It's Formula One time, baby.
He's ready, baby. He's ready for that Formula One, baby. Well, folks, that's gonna do it for the broadcast. Now, honestly, I mean, there ain't nothing else for me to say about Homestead. Y'all have heard me talk about it for almost 2 hours, a little over 2 hours, how much I love this place. I love racing on this place. I love watching races here on this place. This is where all the season finales need to finish. There you see
Look at
the
that.
schedule of what we got going on all the way up to the first part of May.
I love it.
And I'm telling you, baby, it's going to be a good one all the way down to the line, all the way to find out who's going to be the Season 10 champion for the Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series. Still a long way to go, but like I said, folks, that's going to do it here for the broadcast. Obviously, want to thank all of our fantastic sponsors. Obviously, DSR Electric for everything that they do with Dan Gobble, Blanchard's Towing, and and recovery for the Chris Blanchard over there for the Xfinity Series, Premier Racing Setups. Darren's Nail Gun Repair. Can't forget about Murph's Magical Creations, obviously. Midtown, obviously, with a Unicorn Glass Mechanic for what they do for the Stage 2, Serve Pro. 213 Somewhere for the title sponsor of the race here tonight. And obviously, Concerns of Police Survivors for everything that they do for NASRA and also for the Friday Night Series. Shout out to the drivers, the fans, Brady LaBeouf, Cody Knott, for everything that they do and allowing us to be ourselves on a beautiful Friday night here on iRacing. For the Australian Dean Hopton Bengals, for CJ Fondell, and also for Will Teller, I'm the Redneck Announcer, Jake Reeves. Said as I always say, be safe, be kind, be fast. And folks, if you thought we was wrecking tonight, you ain't seen nothing yet. Short track racing next Friday night, Martinsville, baby. That's where it's going to be the paperclip. Who's going to get him a grandfather clock? Who is going to get beefy next Friday night for the Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series? You do not want to miss it. 9 p.m. Eastern Time and live only on the NASRA 360 Racing Network. We'll see you there.
Oh. All right. Oh, shit, that's low. I had to go turn my brisk